day to be alive. Love you all, chat. Hassle, 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 hassle. Start to my 7 months here, Pepe, la 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 la. Swaggy. Click, clack, click, clack. Hashtag rip bozo. Rush dead poker. Get your crabs ready, chat. Let's fucking go. Oh, 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 oh. Crab. Get ready to dance, chat. You gone. Crapless on my sub day of all things has Crapless. Soldier boy off in this hell, watch me crank it, watch me roll, watch me crank that soldier boy, then Superman that high, now watch me you crank that soldier boy, now watch me you crank that soldier boy, now watch me you crank that soldier boy, now watch. R.I.P. Bozo on that Limbaugh pack. Daycare time pogo, R.I.P. Rich Limbaugh.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon. No matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles. It's 67 degrees out here. What a wonderful day it is today. What a wonderful day it is today. Wednesday, February 17, 2021, 11:14 a.m. and I'm a little late, and I apologize, and that is because I was doing some personal news stuff. I was finding out from my accountant that I actually did not upload all the documents that I was supposed to send him, like the 1099s and all the other tax stuff. I thought I had sent it to him. I was feeling so confident. I was like, you know what? You get that sugar high style rush from accomplishing a goal, an adult style goal that you've been putting off for far too long, and you think to yourself, yeah, the rest of this day is going to be going great. Well, that's part of the reason why I felt so good yesterday. And then I found out that I had actually failed in accomplishing this otherwise very easy task. This very easy task of sending my accountant all of my tax information that I had compiled, including budgets, expenses, all of that sort of stuff. So I did that this morning before I signed on, which is why I'm a little late, so I'm sorry about that. Now, this is part of the broadcast where I give you some of the personal news before I get into the actual news, but the reason why I'm feeling so happy today, I guess, is because it's a wonderful day. Beautiful day. I worked out, but most importantly, I had some news, some good news.
5-month pogo.
Ladies and gentlemen, while I was working out earlier this morning, I heard about some information that may shock you.
Sparkles.
I was so excited that I could not wait to go home. And I changed my title immediately. Information that...
Geez, 5 months already.
Conservative pundit, media personality, person most responsible for your grandparents getting brain cancer. A routine agitator of racial agitprop.
Russia's dead.
A person who has said that the NAACP is responsible for riots. A person who hasn't necessarily spoken too fondly of others when they have died, including Kurt Cobain, even. A a person that most Zoomers are not even acquainted with because, you know, a person who's responsible for an entire boomer generation getting brainwashed by conservatism. The brain cancer of conservatism. The man, the myth, the legend, Rush Limbaugh is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Hips! 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 I'm not seeing enough movement. Now, I will get back to the personal news part of the broadcast in a brief moment. I just wanted to give you this, get it out of the way, you know, because I know a lot of people wanted to talk about the most important news of the day. So I will get all the Zoomers acquainted with the man, the myth, the legend, Rush Limbaugh, as we celebrate his life and his many accomplishments as he rots in hell, if there is a hell to begin with. Imagine being pro-life and then dying. Devastating. What a hypocrite. Hey, thank you, Over Reaper, for the 20 gifted subs. Anyway, but yeah, let's get back to the personal news stuff of the broadcast. I just wanted to get that out of the way. We got to do that. We'll probably do that more later today. You know, sometimes you got to cherish these moments when you have some good news, you know, in a sea of horrifying and devastating news when everything is just not going right. And, you know, the Democratic administration is not moving as fast as you'd want them to, not taking the necessary progressive steps to avert our acceleration towards fascism. But I just wanted to make sure that we got this out of the way. You know, sometimes there's some good things that do happen. You know, maybe 2021 will be different than 2020. Who knows? I am looking forward. You got Henry Kissinger. We got Dick Cheney. There are plenty of people that are pure villains. I mean, pure villains through and through. I mean, we'll see. The other Koch brother is alive. Prince Philip. Celebrating him going to DR for young boys and developing addiction to painkillers. My friend.
LMFAO not Rush Limbaugh because he is fucking dead. LMAO crab plus crab plus crab plus crab plus crab plus crab plus.
In the case of, if I were to make a cancer analogy, it's like when people say, or a Hitler analogy rather. It's like when people say, well, Hitler can't all that bad, you know, after all, Hitler killed Hitler. And it's like, well, cancer is pretty fucking devastating and it's pretty bad. But sometimes it stops further brain cancer from spreading by knocking out different forms of brain cancer. And that is what happened here on this day. Rush is done, and not just on Fox News. Yeah. So, for most of you have no fucking clue. Like, you literally have no fucking clue. You do not know what Rush Limbaugh has done. Like, you just don't understand it. You just know him as, like, the old guy who fucking got, like a medal for no reason from Donald Trump, and, like, a bunch of boomers like myself were agitated by this, and you're like, who the fuck? This guy, and I've used him before. I've talked about him before. Like, what he has done in radio broadcasting is something that I talk about as far as what I consider to be the style of content that I do. I am very similar to Rush Limbaugh, except not a fucking psychopath who routinely lies and in the most ridiculous and the most obvious fucking ways. but he is the OG conservative broadcaster. Like, one of the OG conservative broadcasters. Most people don't know. If you don't know who the fuck he is, that means you probably live in like... That means you probably live in a more liberal bubble. You probably live in a city or something like that, and you don't have a lot of conservative relatives. Like, this guy's reach is impossible to comprehend. Like,
crab.
Oh my lord. Oh, Alex. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, we'll get to the tweets in a little bit. Rush Limbaugh had 4 wives and no children. He was impotent before the oxy, and now his bloodline is extinguished. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. There's a lot going on. Oh, we'll do the famous Rush quotes in a little bit. Like, guys, this dude is so quotable. Like, a lot of the stuff that you hear nowadays from like the likes of Ann Coulter and stuff, like, this is just old school boomer conservatism, boomer racism through and through. Here, look, let me put it to you this way. The NFL all too often looks at a game between Bloods and the Crips without any weapons. There, I said it. Old school shit. Like, straight up, like, you know, every black person is violent and a criminal and a gangbanger, you know, that sort of thing. Like, that's why, like, some of the things that Rush Limbaugh is famous for saying, if I said now, you'd be like, what? Who fucking talks this way? Like, you wouldn't even comprehend it. You'd be like, what? Who? There's no, it's like from a bygone era. You know what I mean? It's like old school racism. Like the NAACP quote that I was talking about, which is, where he's like, the NAACP is famous, like they're teaching people how to do riots over there. Like, that's almost like, you know, he might have said that in like the 90s or whatever, but that's like a 1964 era. Like that's like a 60s, 70s era racist remark, but he was doing that in the fucking 90s.
Hasan, thank you for helping me learn more about politics and pull me out of my chud home hassle.
Was he Trump supporter racist or Klansman racist? He toes the line between Trump's. Well, he was Trump supporter racist before Trump. So, like, he is... Oh, Rush Limbaugh's racism. Wow, that's a quick one. Oh, from 2013. Okay. Personal news. I haven't even tweeted out. I just like, let me just go through this. The NAACP should have riot rehearsal. They should get a liquor store and practice robberies. Yeah, exactly. Like that sort of thing, dude. Very, just excellent forms of racism. Like, shit that you hear from your grandpappy. Your grandfather, you know how you steal fucking quotes from me when you're talking to other people to make yourself seem smart, like you're more knowledgeable about politics than you actually are? That's what your fucking granddad did with Rush Limbaugh. Okay? Literally, but for racism. Like, you will repeat some of the things you hear from me as like talking points to other people or to impress women or whatever the fuck you're doing. That's what your grandfather was doing to impress the other racists within his vicinity, to be like, no, you don't understand. Like, my racism level is through the fucking roof. Like, the next level racism chart is what I got. That's what your granddad did. So, I don't know if the Zoomers understand how fundamental he was to creating the right-wing populist rhetoric of Trump, Tucker Carlson, and Shapiro. Yeah, of course. I mean, he did call a female uni student a whore and a prostitute for wanting contraception to be covered by health insurance. I mean, that's basic stuff. That's basic stuff. Like, we're talking... Yeah, old school conservatism, guys. Like, this is why I always say the Republican Party has always been Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's always been the Republican Party, because like there is this like liberal understanding that there used to be like a regular Republican, and Rush Limbaugh has been in operation for a very long time. Like, and he's a regular Republican. You know what I mean? Regular Republicans weren't like, oh, you know, I only like the free market, you know, and I would like to deregulate these industries, these key industries, and make sure we're no longer allowing people to have unions. No, like, that's not regular conservatism. Regular conservatism is literally like Rush Limbaugh style, like, all women are whores if they want to have sex without marriage. Also, I will be having sex outside of marriage a lot, but if you do it as a woman, you're a fucking whore and you don't deserve contraception. You might actually get the death penalty. Like, that's regular conservatism, and there's always been regular conservatism. So do not fucking listen to Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh's
Old school
greatest
conservatism
lyrics
is like, you know, consent is bullshit, stuff like that. You know, oh, what now? Like, you want to ask for consent? What's next? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Am I gonna? I can't even think of a fucking analogy because we've moved so far beyond that even the analogy that I would give you would be something that literally is like already unacceptable. So Miss Fluke and the rest of you feminazis, here's the deal. If we're gonna pay for your contraceptives and thus pay for you to have sex, we want something for it. And I'll tell you what it is. We want you to post the videos online so we can all watch. My man, dude, he's fucking insane. Okay, so you'll understand a little bit further why we are, you know, us older folk or people that have been paying attention to politics for some time are, you know, happy about this recent development with Rush Limbaugh dying. Omega lol. But before we get to that, I'll close off the fucking personal news segment because you guys are aching. You're itching for some fucking Rush content. Later in the broadcast, we're going to talk about the Joe Biden town hall and the answers that he gave to why you don't deserve $50,000 in student loan relief, student loan debt relief. Why, Jack? Because, you know, Joe Biden's son and daughters were all rich. So, you know, fuck you. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, we're going to talk about the Texas lies. We're going to talk about Greg Abbott and numerous other Texans that are lying about climate change still and going out in full fucking force about how climate change is not only fake, but also Green New Deal is bad and that Texas power freeze is a consequence of windmills and all that good stuff. We're going to continue talking about that a little bit further. And the fact, and I stress this point because I feel like a lot of Republicans are just pushing that narrative like immediately. As soon as the power went out, Republicans were like, all right, we're just going to say this is because of windmills. And like, we're going to say this is because of renewable energy. We're going to say AOC is somehow responsible for this or something. Whereas like, you know, CNN and MSNBC and all these other fucking broadcasts are still like jerking off about, I don't know, fucking Russiagate or something. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But I haven't really seen too much like CNN coverage on the misinformation coming from the right. So that's part of the reason why I feel like I'm at least a little responsible to, you know, consistently talk about it. There's a Nintendo Direct stream coming out too. I mean, dude, there's so much going on. And I want to do a lot of GTA RP later as well. There's so much fun stuff. Just jam-packed today. We're slammed. We're slammed. So I'm going to tweet out that I'm live right now. Big fucking show. Big fucking day. Lots of good news. God, I love working out. I feel so fucking good. It's literally like crack. Anyway, okay. I am live with incredible news. Get in now. Today is slammed with Rush dying. Slammed. Talking. All right, actually, you know what? We'll be looking at Rush Limbaugh's greatest hits and Joe Biden's town hall, along with conservative, along with GOP lies on Texas power outages. www.twitch.tv/HasanAbi. What a fucking show. What a fucking show we got for you today, boys. Boys, that good from working out? Pumping iron? Yeah, this is how I feel right now. Here, let me start off the day by giving a little bit to the gays.
The greatest feeling you can get in a gym or the...
Here, this one's for the gays, all right? This one's for the boys. I'm gonna give you guys some little some, okay?
Most satisfying feeling you can get in the gym is the pump. Let's say you train your biceps. Blood is rushing into your muscles, and that's what we call the pump. Your muscles get a really tight feeling, like your skin is going to explode any minute. You know, it's really tight. It's like somebody blowing air into your muscle. It just blows up, and it feels different. It feels fantastic.
Bam!
Finna watch the stream while doing homework.
It's a satisfying
With blood rushing to your muscles.
As coming is, you know, as having sex with a woman and coming.
Not with the man,
so can
though.
you believe how much I am in heaven?
What is your
I'm like
favorite
getting the
sunscreen
feeling of
lotion
coming in the
brand?
gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up. When I pose out in front of 5,000 people, I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right?
That's how I feel too right now. Fuck, man. It feels fucking awesome. Going to the gym is really good. It's not because of the fucking, steroid lord, skin breaking pump that you get.
At Hasan,
But
why have you seen
it's just the
anything
fucking
on the
hormones, dude.
data?
It's just the hormones that you're pumping through your fucking veins right after. Power costs $85 a megawatt in Texas, almost $9,000 fucking dollars, dude. Yeah, well, by the way, price gouging in Texas is occurring because it's a regular consequence of the free market. You know that, right? That's what happens in free markets. Texas is a deregulated energy marketplace, and a lot of people like it. A lot of people seem to appreciate it. That's literally the fucking free market, though. What you regard as price gouging is regular price mechanics in the free market. You can claim that this is going to have a negative consequence for all the utilities that are engaging in this. No, they're not, because it's literally fucking something
1
you
year
need.
with HasanAbi.
It is a life-saving necessity, okay? Which is part of the reason why it should be heavily regulated by the government or completely public as a utility. So, in the absence of any sort of market control, you're of course going to have people fucking price gouge, and of course people are going to pay $9,000. Saying her early estimates for damage, her house was like 60 grand. She legit looked like she was in shock and near catatonic. What?
Hasan.
The consequences of Newt Gingrich and Limbaugh in politics will never be understood by your audience. They both turned conservatives into being ghouls. I am very glad that Newt Gingrich has watched the Atlanta suburbs turn into Democrat strongholds and Limbaugh watching Trump lose.
90 day when? 90 day
I mean, I think he got everything he wanted out of it. So, yeah. So, we're should we start off with the Rush Limbaugh or Rush Limbaugh in limbo? Or I mean, he's not in limbo. He's not going to purgatory. He's going straight to hell. Let's be real. Like, Trump went on Fox News to talk about Rush. Of course, the life and controversy of Rush. Washington Post already cut out. Washington Post already cut out a fucking compilation. So let's get started with the Rush stuff. I think. Yeah, there's no skipping. You're skipping go. You're not collecting $200. You're going straight to fucking hell. And I think in the next 20 minutes, I hope I can like limit this to a 20-minute time block here so that I can move on to some other stories. There's a lot of good stuff going on that we want to talk about. You'll get a better understanding of what Rush Limbaugh is like. And I've said this before, and I will repeat it, but Rush Limbaugh is basically like what I do is a copy of what Rush Limbaugh has done, and in many cases I would even say perfected. Hours and hours of endless stream of fucking stream of consciousness style conservative agitprop. Obviously not on the same moral playing field at all. But if you like what I do, and if you appreciate my content, if you watch me all day long, then you will understand that, like, your grandfather watched Rush Limbaugh in a similar capacity, and that's why you might be more of a left-leaning person because you watch me. Your grandfather became a racist reactionary. He probably was already somewhat racist, but he became like really fucking racist. And as I joked about earlier, you take my takes here and you repeat them to your friends and family to make yourself seem cool and smart and educated. Your grandfather and your grandmother do that with Rush Limbaugh to make themselves seem more racist to their racist friends. So that's his goal and that's his role. And it's very difficult to describe to you exactly how profoundly important Rush Limbaugh is in reactionary politics. But hopefully we'll get a better understanding by going on this journey today. But yeah, in the words of Arnold, I'm coming right now. All right, let's watch the WAPO compy over here. I bet that it's not going to have some of the worst shit, but let's get started.
Off by people claiming that the greater good or the general will or the better.
People will do the same thing to you in 50 years. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Do my fucking greatest hits, bitch. Do my fucking greatest hits. Start with the 821, go through whatever the fuck kind of dumb shit I'm going to be saying. I'm going to be dead, motherfucker. Why do I care? Okay?
Of the community requires speech patrol.
Rush Limbaugh called himself America's anchorman and a doctor of democracy. He was a conservative on-air personality whose bombastic presence made his radio show one of the most popular in history.
Literally.
He said a number of things that people didn't say on the airwaves, but might have said in the dark of night in the privacy of their homes. And what was refreshing to...
Bitch, what the fuck kind of people are you talking about, by the way? I mean, I know he's right, but like, I don't know a single fucking person that says shit like what Rush Limbaugh says. And I'm pretty fucking grateful for it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I know that there are a lot of people that have racist ass family members and shit, but like, my God, I mean, luckily I don't know anyone that would ever fucking parrot a Rush Limbaugh talking point. Holy shit.
His audience was the idea that someone was saying these things out loud.
The Rush Limbaugh Show became nationally syndicated in 1988 and is often credited with saving AM radio and leading Republican politics into a new era.
Talk is cheap, and that's what Rush Limbaugh really brings to the airwaves. A 3-hour talk radio program in which it's basically him talking into a microphone.
Yeah.
Limbaugh was known for his controversial statements.
At a time when you get news in sound bites and everything is prepackaged and everything is supposed to be like a certain way, Rush Limbaugh was doing 3-hour broadcasts where he was just going balls to the fucking wall at a time when like he was saying shit that they wouldn't even say on Fox News, okay? That's what it is. So anytime you hear about Rush Limbaugh going forward to this day, and you're probably going to hear a lot about him and then no one's going to remember him because he's a fucking loser piece of shit who gives a fuck, you are going to hear, like, whenever people say, like, Rush Limbaugh was really balls to the wall or Rush Limbaugh really was unhinged or whatever, they mean, like, if there is a racism dial and, you know, those at the fucking racism factory, aka Fox News, are, like, cranking it up, the homophobia, racism, sexism dial, they're cranking it up. Like, Rush Limbaugh was like, yeah, fuck this dial, and, like, broke it, okay? And just fucking broke it and threw it to the ground.
About politics, women, or minorities. His relentless bashing of liberals helped shape a generation of conservative politicians.
I think Rush is a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. It's a combination of smarts, personality, and extremism.
You've also been called arrogant and pompous.
Well, I call it confidence.
And you can certainly argue with the things he said as to whether you agree with them or whether they were proper for public consumption.
He once said Michael J. Fox was exaggerating his Parkinson's disease.
Oh, they're going with the baby stuff. Like it's funny because it's like, dude, like, why Michael J. Fox? Like, why? Yes. By the way, for people who are saying yikes, no, this is baby stuff. Just wait, dude. Just fucking wait, okay? Do you understand? I'm not minimizing the ridiculous ableism of like shitting on someone as harmless as fucking Michael J. Fox, but you will get a better understanding of what I mean when you start hearing some of the other stuff that he says about black people and just wait, okay?
Is moving all around and shaking, and it's purely an act.
He pushed the baseless birther conspiracy theory about Barack Obama. He made race-related comments about then Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, no, this is the baby stuff, yeah.
Quarterback Donovan McNabb.
I'm sorry to say this.
By the way, it's so devastating that in American politics, when someone talks about birtherism, you're like, oh, the viable political movement within the Republican Party that ended up creating a fucking president. Like, this notion that, like, Barack Obama wasn't a real American because he's black and, like, we need to get his fucking birth certificate is now so commonplace that the president was a fucking birther conspiracist. Like, just remember that, okay? And if that saddens you, then you will maybe understand a little bit better why I'm so happy with Rush Limbaugh's passing, because he is literally responsible for that. Like, more than most other individuals. Like, he has a solid chunk of that marketplace.
I don't think he's been that good from the get-go. I think what we've had here is a little social concern in the NFL. I think the media has been very desirous that a black quarterback do well.
Which ultimately forced Limbaugh's resignation as a commentator on ESPN's Sunday NFL Countdown. In 2015, Limbaugh attacked Georgetown University law student Sandra Fluke. Congressional Democrats had invited her to speak in support of contraceptive coverage mandates for health insurance companies.
Without insurance coverage, contraception, as you know, can cost a woman over $3,000 during law school. For a lot of students who
remember, there was a time, and this is perhaps one of the greater examples of why like conservatism is so fucking fleeting and they don't legitimately care about the shit that they talk about. And all they care about is like the actual undesirable outcomes for their enemies, which is why it's inherently reactionary. They moved on from the contraceptive shit. For the most part, like people don't fucking make that big of a deal of contraceptives. They talk about abortion. Why? Because it was never about fucking abortion, or it was never about contraceptives in general, and it was always about punishing women for fucking, okay? Like allowing women to have autonomy over their own bodies. That's what it was always about. And if you're one of those fucking morons who's like, no, actually, it's about the sanctity of life, shut the fuck up. There is nothing that shows that you give no fucking shit about the sanctity of life than to say women are not allowed to do certain things. Okay, punishing women for regular bodily functions that they want to control. It's bullshit. Okay, you don't give a single shit about the sanctity of life if you're telling women that like, no, you're gonna carry a pregnancy to term. Sorry, sucks to suck. Yeah, suck my dick. It's bullshit. Anyway.
like me are on public interest scholarships. That's practically an entire summer's salary.
Limbaugh degraded her on his show.
It makes her a slut, right? Makes her a prostitute. She wants to be paid to have sex.
Republicans and Democrats condemned his comments.
All decent folks can agree that the remarks that were made don't have any place in the public discourse.
It's funny because, like, they're saying Republicans and Democrats, yeah, like, you know, they all love him. They all loved him back then. Not the Democrats, but, like, Republicans all loved him back then. They still love him. They are probably, like, these articles will write themselves in the next days, like, in the coming days, like, so much for the tolerant left. I'll probably even appear in some of these fucking clip compilations out there where people are like, look at, you know, Antifa, fucking socialist, fascist commentator, HasanAbi on Twitch, you know, getting excited, salivating at the mouth of, like, you know, conservative commentator Rush Limbaugh's death. Like, the left is so violent, they're so vile, they're so full of hatred. Tucker Carlson is going to dedicate 25 minutes to his, to exactly this tonight, singling out every single psychotic fucking take that he sees on the timeline of people celebrating the death of Rush Limbaugh. So it's pretty distasteful. Yeah. If you hate the celebration of death, then Rush Limbaugh is definitely not your commentator. I'll tell you that much, brother. I mean, a person who has made fun of nearly every single black person that has died in the hands of the police, or you know, George Zimmerman in the hands of George Zimmerman, or literally every single gay person that's died in the fucking AIDS epidemic. You know what I mean? Anything. Just like literally every person that dies from a marginalized background, Rush Limbaugh is there to make fun of him. So, like I said, he just, you know, if you think that that's a bad thing, then you know, you probably shouldn't be too fucking excited to you know, criticize people for celebrating Rush's death. If you know it'll make you look bad, then why do you do it? Because I don't give a fuck. Because I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I feel the way I feel. And I think this is informative because Rush Limbaugh was a really, really important figure in the conservative movement. In the modern conservative movement, Rush Limbaugh was profoundly important.
And he was dropped by some of his advertisers. Limbaugh later apologized, but maintained that he was unfairly criticized.
The apology to her over the weekend was sincere.
Bitch. Imagine apologizing.
The audience never really abandoned him. I'm sure some disapproved, but most thought that was part of the Rush Limbaugh shtick.
Limbaugh had notable.
Don't you think Rush deserves a golden tombstone? Why? So you can aim better when you're pissing on it? Maybe. Put a target on it.
Influence in the Republican Party. His millions of listeners were mostly conservative. Before Trump's presidency, Limbaugh was known for holding conservative elected officials to hard lines on issues such as immigration, government spending, and denial of global warming. Despite not initially endorsing Trump in the 2016 primary, he later fully embraced him as the future of the Republican Party.
We are all in for President Trump because he is all in for us.
Trump surprised Limbaugh at his 2020 State of the Union address and awarded him the Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor.
But can you imagine? There's nothing that says that these medals are just fucking garbage. They're just like pieces of cheap metal that you strap onto the fucking chests of whoever the fuck, then giving one to Rush Limbaugh. Like, I'm sorry. It's just so meaningless after that. It's over. It's like giving a Nobel Peace Prize to Barack Obama, okay? That's what it is.
Recognition of all that you have done for our nation, the millions of people a day that you speak to and that you inspire, and all of the incredible work that you have done for charity. I am proud to announce tonight that you will be receiving our country's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Hasan, wasn't this the piece of shit you wondered a month ago? How was he still alive? Yes. It wasn't even a month ago. I think a couple of weeks ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I literally saw another clip of Rush Limbaugh, and I was like, how the fuck is this motherfucker still alive? And now he's not.
This came days after Limbaugh.
It's called Kismet.
Announced his stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis. Lung cancer wasn't Limbaugh's first health-related battle. In 2001, he went deaf from an autoimmune disease, and for months, he continued on air with the help of his staff and a teleprompter. He ultimately received...
Thank God. Thank God people kept him. Thank God people kept him going so he could, you know, on his literal fucking deathbed, continue to spew absolute fucking bile, okay? Just absolute bile. Like, this is one of those dudes who just worked every single day of his life to make the world a worse fucking place. This is not a matter of simple disagreements, okay? It's not a matter of like, oh, well, he had a different point of view than you, and that's why you feel that way. Like, no. This is the kind of dude who very clearly, like, in every single fucking moment that he was live and broadcasting, you could very easily understand what kind of fucking dude he was and what he was working to make the world look like. His vision of the world is a devastating place, and unfortunately, we're closer and closer to that vision of the world every single fucking day because America keeps going further and further down this fascist fucking rabbit hole. Okay? Rush Limbaugh's a vile monster, and no, I do not have any feelings for him. I do not care. I'm sick and tired of people also, like, propping up these sorts of figureheads as though they were so nice and so normal. Like, this normalization of, like, horrific monsters like Rush Limbaugh and George W. Bush and Dick Cheney and all these other fucking people is really bad in the long run because we should accurately assess the horrifying things that they did, even in death. Get a segment celebrating gay people dying from AIDS. So exactly, like when I shit on someone, it's not because I disagree with them. More often than not, I tell you, I will even push back on people who think like, you know, Nazis don't deserve fucking healthcare and shit like that. No, I think they do. I literally tell you, if you are a regular person who is confused or a victim of brainwashing from conservative media and all that sort of stuff, like there is still a pathway to salvation. Okay, there's a pathway to redemption. You can turn your fucking life around in every way. You can become a better person. I will always believe in that, and I will always fight for you. But there are professional conservatives out there who are literally churning and trying to make more people exactly like them and make money while doing it. And those people, they're not going to get fucking saved. There is no saving them. They've already decided, like they know better, and they've decided, no, this is what I'm going to do. So always understand, like when I shit on people like Rush Limbaugh, I shit on them because their impact is far more devastating than the random conservative. Even if that random fucking conservative is Gina Carano or whatever the fuck her name is, And she herself is an actress who will now get to that stage now that she's working with Ben Shabibo. But before she started working with Ben Shabibo, was probably yet another fucking dumbass Hollywood actress who thought, you know, they hate conservatives, and that's why, you know, this is just like the Holocaust. You know, she was a dumbass conservative, and now she is slowly but surely going to move into the professional conservative grifter category, which will make me a lot less tolerant to her bullshit. So, my friends used to be all right, and now they're leftist. People are capable of change, but not the big-time agitators. Yeah. So, just remember that. Aren't these the same folk who think people are too sensitive these days? Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always bullshit. It's always bullshit. It's always an attack.
A cochlear implant.
I'm 100% deaf, and I can only hear bionically with these.
Limbaugh also had bouts of addiction to pain medication and later went to rehab. He told his listeners about his lung cancer in February 2020.
But the upshot is that I have been...
I'm surprised that he believes that, like, you know, cancer is real. Well, I guess it's kind of like how Rush Limbaugh consistently used to say climate change is fake, you know, conspiracy, hoax, whatever. And I remember a couple years back, there was a fucking hurricane that was about to hit Florida. And I remember Rush Limbaugh literally saying, like, no, it's fake. It's not a real hurricane. It's a psyop, whatever. And then they caught him at the fucking state line. Like, I think he got pulled over when he was literally evading, when he was driving away from the hurricane after telling millions of his fans that it wasn't a real fucking hurricane that was going to occur. So that goes to show you, like, this is Rush Limbaugh through and through. Do you understand?
Been diagnosed with advanced lung cancer.
He had signed a 4-year extension of his radio show just a month earlier.
He will be remembered as a giant of his field.
To be fair, he would do a charity, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Foundation, every year and donate over $300K at a minimum. Oh, dude, never mind then. Oh, fuck. No. Then it's fine. I didn't realize that as long as you donate to charities, like, it's like, dude, delayed autistic uppy, are you Catholic by any chance? Because that is the most Catholic fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. No disrespect to the fucking Catholics, but holy shit, dude. It's like, oh, no. He literally donated to erase the other stuff. Charity equals automatic erasure of past crimes and wrongdoings. It's great, dude. It's like saying Michael J. Fox is exaggerating his Parkinson's is so evil because it's like a person that you would never attack. You know what I mean? Over a thing that they would have no reason to do. Like, you have to be a really fucked up individual to be like, and it happens a lot more frequently than you would think. A lot of, like, if you talk to disabled people, they will tell you, disability activists will tell you that a big problem is people consistently denying that, like, you know, disabled people have a fucking disability. Like, that is actually very ableist, and it happens really fucking common. It's a really commonplace thing that occurs. But it's also wild because it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it's a Curb Your Enthusiasm joke. I mean, it's a joke that's entirely different than, like, Rush Limbaugh literally being like, Michael J. Fox is making up his Parkinson's. He's exaggerating. Hitler donated to charity Hero Arc. Yeah. Anyway, why are they putting sappy music? Because they're pussies, dude. That's why. What do I always tell you, dude? Once you hit a certain point and your position is normalized in a really fucked up country like the United States of America, where, like, Rush Limbaugh's takes literally became president. You know what I mean? If you could take all of the things that Rush Limbaugh has said and put it into an artificial intelligence machine, it would be Donald Trump. So in that universe, when he gets that kind of mainstream recognition and legitimacy, he now has institutional legitimacy. So in his death, of course they're going to remember him by normalizing his experience and normalizing his words and rhetoric without doing a full account of how devastating it was and how much it might have even changed people's point of view. Did you use Trump and intelligence in the same sentence? Yes, I did. Artificial intelligence, like a machine learning program that it was just fed Rush Limbaugh takes.
As the man who saved an entire medium. And people will argue over his legacy, over his politics, certainly, but there's no denying that his personality was something that...
How is this vision of the world coming to fruition? Do you realize Republicans are losing all their strongholds? Arizona, Georgia, Texas were once the bastion of conservatism. Gay marriage is normalized. Feminism is questioned non grata, etc. So I disagree. Can you explain this more? Yeah, because your fucking worldview revolves around a narrow fucking frame of, like, acceptability. Okay? That's why it's preposterous to assume that Rush Limbaugh's greater vision for conservative control is not happening at a time when there's a supermajority of conservative Supreme Court justices, when lower courts are slammed to the fucking, packed to the fucking gills with conservative Federalist Society judges, when Congress's power has been effectively neutered by Mitch McConnell, when Republicans end up winning elections regardless of what the percentage, what the margin of victory is for the Democrats, when Republicans control legislatures all around the fucking country, where democracy, or which was always a theory and never something that we truly practice, but like is slipping further and further away from us. You think that conservatives aren't fucking winning? Donald Trump was the fucking president, dog. Donald Trump was the president. Okay? He put forward tax cuts for the wealthy and corporations that are nearly Reagan era. Okay? Reagan's effect was devastating for the country. You are seeing some of the examples of, or you are seeing some of the devastating outcomes right now of deregulation and of said tax cuts, of devastating income inequality and wealth inequality in this country. Just imagine what the world is going to look like in a post-Trump universe, what America is going to look like in a post-Trump universe, where that shit's going to come back in like the next, 5, 6, 10 years. We'll have this conversation again. We'll revisit it again in the next decade. Considering that, like, Rush Limbaugh lost because, gay marriage is legal is some silly bitch shit. It means that you have kept your eyes off the fucking prize for a very long time. These people play back and forth and musical chairs with culture war issues, cultural grievances, wedge issues that Newt Gingrich, for example, another fucking demon, is partially responsible for, exclusively so you do not focus on the much more consequential material problems that you still need to address, even if you address homophobia, right? Because, yeah, gay people can get married and it's normalized and that's a good thing. And, the less gay people get kicked out of their fucking homes for being gay, the better. It's better for America. That's better for everyone. And it's certainly better for the gay people. But they still need fucking healthcare, okay? They still need shelter. They still need a base level of material equality. And those things, they're not getting solved anytime soon.
Few people could project on the air and attract an audience as large as the one he did.
This is reductionism, lol. Guy, listen to me. If you come in here with some stupid fucking shit, talking to someone like myself, who has championed intersectionality before you were a fucking fetus, you can suck my entire cock, okay? This is class reductionism. Yeah, it's class reductionism to say that gay people, to say that not tolerating homophobia is a good thing overall, but there are still material problems that we need to fucking solve, and that the culture war between, accepting the LGBT community is, again, simply a back and forth that Republicans and Democrats play with, despite the fact that it still has material and significant changes in the lives of LGBT folk does not mean that I'm doing class reductionism, okay? Because black people still, despite systemic racism, outside of systemic racism, even if you were to, I don't know, hire more black folk in positions of power, you're not going to solve these structural problems. You have to address the material inequality that is built into the heart of this fucking system, okay? Same with gay people. Same with trans people, okay? If you consider that to be class reductionism, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, you should probably go find a fucking different community that feeds you the exact takes that you want to hear. Anyway. Yes. Rush Limbaugh's every racist moment.
There's actually a debate going on ESPN and throughout the sports world over who can use the N-word, when and how, and who can't, when and how. A little history lesson for you. If any race of people should not have guilt about slavery, it's Caucasians. The white race has probably had fewer slaves and for a briefer period of time than any other in the history of the world. No other race has ever fought a war for the purpose of ending slavery, which we did.
There's some good stuff in there, folks. There's some good fucking stuff in there, dude. Now, like, listening to him right now on this broadcast is going to allow you to be closer to your fucking grandparents than ever before. Like, you now will understand why your fucking grandparents are the way that they are. Like, you probably were wondering, like, how the fuck did they get so racist? Like, why are we so different than one another? This is part of it. A big part of it, actually. So this dude needs to fucking die. Oh, wait. Yeah. Before we continue, though, with the greatest hits, I, of course, need to run my top of the hour, every hour, 60-second ad break. The first of the day today, folks. If you no longer want to see the ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5, or you can do it for free by subscribing with your Twitch Prime. You can connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, which gives you one free subscription to your favorite broadcaster. Now that Rush is gone, your favorite broadcaster is probably me. So, you know, you can use it here instead of using it on Rush Limbaugh's, radio show. So, yeah, use your Twitch Primes on me and not Rush Limbaugh. Here's the fucking 60-second ad break now. All right, let's continue.
Nearly 600,000 people killed in the Civil War. It's preposterous that Caucasians are blamed for slavery when they've done more to end it than any other race.
This argument is my favorite type of argument that you hear all the time. It's like the playground bully. I'm going to simplify it. I'm not reducing slavery to this or the Civil War to this. But it's like when the playground bully fucking beats the shit out of you and then stops beating the shit out of you and says, why don't you celebrate me for, stopping beating the shit out of you? Look at how much, look how I'm exercising control here. That's one ass whooping that I saved you from. Well, motherfucker, you're the one who did the ass whooping. Like, what are you doing? If we were to consider that there is a singular white race, which there really isn't. It's not a real thing. Whiteness is a concept created as a consequence of like exclusion or trying to justify the horrific oppression that you were subjugating people that you declared non-white to. Whiteness has expanded throughout time, and black people or blackness is again a cultural thing that you can point to because there was no other way for black people to experience and have a shared culture because of literally fucking slavery. So, it's a social construct. in the way that we understand it, and not the fucking skin paleness or skin color or skin tone that we're talking about. There is a racialized component. Obviously, there's a heavily racialized component, and skin color does factor. Also factors into this equation, of course, but I am a perfect example of someone who is sitting directly on top of the line of whiteness, okay? Directly on top of it. I'm white as fuck. I'm pale as fuck. I'm whiter than most motherfuckers who would be considered white unconditionally in America. And yet, when people are like, well, when you ask some white people, they're like, you're not white. Your fucking name is Hasan. You're Muslim. Get the fuck out of here. You're Turkish. You understand? Turns out it's a little bit socially constructed. Yeah, I'm literally more white than fucking Rush Limbaugh, dude.
It's preposterous that Caucasians are blamed for slavery when they've done more to end it than any other race. They have discovered that Obama does have...
Wait, I'm confused. So the Civil War was fought over slavery then, huh? Because if you ask Rush in a different moment, he'll say, no, it's states' rights. Not slavery, states' rights. Okay, so the Caucasians didn't fight to end slavery then. So are you saying that the Republican Party, are you saying that the North was in the wrong for fighting against states' rights then? If no slavery is involved in the equation, then where are you really? Sea of contradictions, baby, always. Also, it's not like the South was all black people. Like, whites have done more to end slavery. Okay, well then the other side of that argument is like, if there is a unified white race that we're talking about, then they've done more to preserve slavery as well, which is true. They literally have. So
have slave blood. Slave blood.
Wait. Let's run that again.
They have discovered that Obama does have slave blood. Slave blood. I had never experienced the kind of euphoria that I got from a pain pill. The Republicans are just totally bamboozled right now.
He was deeply addicted to painkillers.
They think they've got to rebrand, and it's all predicted. They got to reach out to minorities. The Republican Party lost because it's not conservative.
Why does putting Condoleezza Rice front and center at the convention not work? Why does putting Marco Rubio front and center at the convention not work? Why does putting...
Because Republicans are racist. And he's just like, just lean into the racism. Like, what are you doing? What is this like fake bullshit? What are you, the fucking Democratic Party? Making it seem like, we put a couple people with a different skin complexion or a different background, and all of a sudden, like, people are going to fucking start voting for us? Like, it doesn't work that way. Come on. Put the fucking whites in there. It doesn't matter who's
Susan
there.
Martinez, the governor of New Mexico, front and center convention, not work.
I mean, he's right. He's literally right.
So, nigga with an A on the end. Well, I think I can now. Isn't that the point? Because it's not racist. That's the point. I could be talking about a male. I could be a Chinese male, a guy at the laundromat. I could be talking about a man. That's what she said it means. Because it's not racist. Because it's not racist. Because it's not racist. Huh?
Yo, he just dropped that, dude. I was not expecting that. That was wild. Guys, he said it's not racist, so I mean, you better watch out for Monka TOS shit. Yikes, dude. Yeah, no. There's going to be fucking Monka TOS shit, of course. I mean, it's not actually TOS.
How many Native Americans, how many Indians were killed by the arrival of the white man through disease and war? And how many people have died since the white man arrived here due to lung cancer, thanks to the Indian invented custom of smoking tobacco? Who are the real killers here? Where are our reparations?
What, dude? Yo, I had never heard of that. Fuck. Yo, this guy's got some good points. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, lung cancer. Wouldn't that be fucking crazy?
Where are our...
I guess the Native Americans, you know, hey, the Native Americans want to have a war with you. Here's a fucking reparations, bitch. I don't know why the Native Americans are Italian. Well, I guess they're POC. Italians are POC. You know what it is. Hot take machine? Absolutely. Dude, that's what happens when you do fucking 3 hours of like stream of consciousness tapped into the fucking racism main vein.
Reparations. Go that's right out of Adolf Hitler's playbook. Now, what are the similarities between the Democrat Party of today and the Nazi Party in Germany? Well, the Nazis were against big business. They hated big business. And, of course, we all know that they were opposed to Jewish capitalism. They were insanely, irrationally against pollution. They were for 2 years mandatory voluntary service to Germany. They had a whole bunch of make-work projects to keep people working, one of which...
Okay, this is literally straight the fuck up Nazi rhetoric. This is how you deny the Holocaust, okay? That's the difference between someone like Rush Limbaugh, who probably doesn't deny the Holocaust, but is doing like literal fucking Holocaust denial shit. Make work programs, like as though they were legitimate make work programs. Nazis were socialists, even though they fucking killed socialists or threw them in fucking concentration camps first, or that they were against Jewish capitalism. What the fuck is Jewish capitalism, dude? Talking about them's bad because they are like Nazis. Also, Rush. Nazis aren't as bad as people say. Lol. I love when Republicans do this shit. Yeah.
Was the Autobahn. They were against cruelty and vivisection of animals.
I love when people say like, oh, well, they built the Autobahn or they continued building the Autobahn. Oh, I guess when you build roads, you're socialist. I didn't realize that like, America was a socialist nation because we have fucking highways, dude. So good. Oh, did he say vegan? Oh, fuck yeah. I love that. Yeah, Nazis famously loved privatization, fucking busted unions, absolutely despised socialists and communists to the degree where they fucking either killed them or put them in fucking concentration camps. And those guys, they were socialist actually. They're just like the Democratic Party because, and if you look at it, they're just like the Democratic Party. Why? Because the Democratic Party wants to build roads. Like, I don't even know where to fucking start with this argument. It's like, are you saying that building roads is bad because the Nazis did it too? Yeah, if you're a vegan environmentalist, you're a Nazi? Like, what a fucking idiotic take.
But in the radical sense of devaluing human life, they banned smoking. They were totally against that. They were...
Yeah, Nazis love fucking cranking out meth too, and drugs. That doesn't make fucking Rush Limbaugh a Nazi. Rush Limbaugh's a Nazi for other reasons. Because his ideological position in the world is relatively similar to the fucking Nazis.
Abortion and euthanasia of...
They literally... Guy, it was illegal for the folk to have abortions. It was literally illegal. Punishable by fucking death. They loved abortion and eugenics for non-whites. I love when conservatives just straight up fucking make shit up. And they're like, Nazis, they wanted to do gun control, and that's why Democrats are like Nazis. And they loved abortions. It's like, well, they were super pro death penalty, and Republicans are. They definitely were pro criminalizing abortions for whites.
The undesirables, as we all know, and they were for cradle-to-grave nationalized health care.
Well, it's a good point. You know how to stop abortion? Require that each one occur with a gun.
You put your kids on a school bus, you expect safety, but in Obama's America, the white kids now get beat up. with the black kids cheering, yeah, right on, right on, right on.
There is an
Wow, that was so convincing. That black person impersonation was so convincing. I for a second thought, wow, how did Rush Limbaugh find a black person to sound out that part? Dude, it's fucking delicious. This stuff is just delicious. Now, I hope you're understanding a little bit further why you know, I feel the way that I do.
Attack on masculinity that's been going on in our culture since the advent of the modern era of feminism, the late 60s, early 70s. I mean, the way I've been conditioned by the Democrats and the left in this country, that sounds like a hate crime. That Trayvon Martin starts pummeling Zimmerman because the gal on the phone, Rachel Gentile, said, hey, a guy could be a rapist, you better run. But Trayvon's no coward. He doesn't run away from stuff, so he starts pummeling on Zimmerman. Folks, there's actually a debate going on ESPN and throughout the sports world over who can use the N-word, when and how, and who can't, when and how.
But we can't go after poor old Barack that way, because he's a minority. Romney knows how to do this. He did it to Newt, and he did it to Santorum. He knows full well how he has to do this. But I know what they think they're up against. They got the first black president, independence. It's easy to go after Newt or Romney because they're conservatives and everybody hates conservatives anyway. But we can't go after poor old Barack that way because he's a minority. First president in history, to my knowledge anyway, who...
So, a lot of this stuff, a lot of the takes that you're hearing right now are like the first drafts of the same recycled garbage that you hear all the time. Actually, white people are the real victims here because, you know, blacks can use their minority status to get ahead, stuff like that. Like this has been... this is, of course, a conservative talking point that they have unironically conserved and recycled over and over again in different formats. So that's why it's so familiar. That's why I always say, like, you hear one fucking think tank dipshit, you hear all of the conservative talking points. You hear one conservative talk in a comment or in a forum somewhere, you hear all the talking points because they basically have a pipeline where the information gets churned out so effectively through the conservative media apparatus directly into the mouths of these this human centipede of conservative talking points, and it's always the same, and it's always been the fucking same.
Who actually wants his nation to fail. Obama wants to create an illegal alien Bill of Rights. We're not governed by people who do not like the country. Who is Obama? Why is he doing this? No, why? He wouldn't have been voted president if he weren't black.
Let me put it to you this way. The NFL, all too often, looks like a game between the Bloods and the Crips without any weapons. Day mocking the standard. Who dat? Who dat say they mocking the standard? Al Sharpton say they mocking the standard.
Wow. Incredibly convincing. Again, if I close my eyes, I just assume, you know, this guy's mentally ill. No, my friend. He's literally just racist, LMAO. Ding, 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 ding. There you go, my friend. There you go.
How many people really...
His AAVE is worse than yours? First of all, I've literally never done AAVE unless it's like, unless I'm straight up fucking joking. Like when I say, Chile. What do I always say? If you're going to do accents, from like a marginalized community, you either have to be really fucking good at it or it's over. You're going to look like you're a fucking piece of shit.
Obama as black. He's not from the hood. He's not from the movement. When I hear Chinese or Japanese, it sounds like all the same word. It is these wackos, from Bill Ayers to Jeremiah Wright to other anti-American, Afrocentric, black liberation theologists, working with Acorn, and Barack Obama is smack dab in the middle of it. They have been training young black kids to hate this country. And they trained their parents before that to hate this country.
Here's my premise, and you agree with it or not, that if you have money, you're going to get health care. If you don't have money, it's more difficult.
If you have money, you're going to get a house on the beach. If you don't have money, you're going to live in a bungalow somewhere.
Right.
That's
right. But we're talking about health care.
What's the difference?
The difference is we're talking about health care.
No,
not a house in a bungalow.
You're assuming that there's some morally superior aspect to health care.
Again, so fucking close, but because it's Shatner, right? Because he's a fucking liberal, he can't counter and be like, there is no difference. Shelter is also a fucking human right, you dumb fuck, and that's precisely why we should have public housing. You get stone locked into being like, it's different because it's healthcare. No, both literally are subject to inelastic demand. You need healthcare and you need shelter. These are essential human needs that you have for survival. If we were to eliminate that need, if we were to have that taken care of, we would be a more productive society. Okay, there is even a neoliberal argument to make for and a Econ 101 argument to make for both shelter and also healthcare being completely publicly funded, or maybe not completely publicly funded, but at least a base level of material equality that is provided by the government. But we can't do that.
Care. The difference is we're talking about health care, not a house in a bungalow.
You're assuming that there's some morally superior aspect to health care. I'm telling you earlier, I'm not a conformist. I hated school because it's what everybody else had to do.
Hey, Rush.
Mr. President, sir.
All is well. Do you see our man Ailes at all?
Oh, yeah.
We're on the radio, are we?
For years, the radio talk show host had taken a tough stand on drug cases, advocating prison time for the crimes. But that's not what happened when he faced his own drug charge.
I am addicted to prescription pain medication.
I had never experienced the kind of euphoria that I got from a pain pill. So the pain pills came along and they masked all these feelings of inadequacy that I had.
Rush is by far the most articulate, defining voice of conservatism in America today, the most articulate voice of Reagan conservatism in the country. Rush is a powerful voice.
That's honest. That is true. He is. He absolutely is. And that's why I get extra triggered when Democrats turn around and do this fucking historical revisionism and act as though Rush Limbaugh and Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan aren't directly on that same exact fucking pipeline. You understand? When Democrats turn around and lie to you and say, why can't we have good conservatism like Ronald Reagan? Remember that they are lying to you. Okay? Either they are delusional and think that the Ronald Reagan era conservatism is entirely different than what Rush Limbaugh espouses or espoused. Either they're delusional or they are purposely fucking lying to you, okay? It's the same shit. It is exactly the same shit. It's always been the same shit. And anyone who tells you otherwise is either fucking lying to you to sell you some shit, or they are delusional and should not be taken seriously.
Argue that Rush is the leader of the conservative movement in the country. I know him. I'm friends with him. He's a gracious, gracious man. Rush is the leader in radio.
Everybody's making immigration proposals these days. Let me add...
Okay, that's kind of drippy, though. Oh, that's... Okay, I take back... This is actually pretty fucking tight. I didn't know he had merch like this. I would fuck with some merch like this. Holy shit.
Mind to the mix. Call it the Limbaugh laws. First, you immigrate to our country, you have to speak the native language. You have to be a professional or an investor. No unskilled workers allowed. Also, there'll be no special bilingual programs in the schools with the Limbaugh laws, no special ballots for elections, no government business will be conducted in your language.
Wait, so you don't want people to, like, integrate then? Like, what a dumb take. It's like you don't want people coming in that like don't know English already? Like, what a fucking idiotic take. Like, bilingual language classes are a necessity for integration. Like, if you want immigration, and Rush here claims that he wants immigration, when he doesn't, all he's saying here is, like, we want white immigration. Okay, that's it. We want rich white people coming in here. We don't want no fucking Mexicans coming over the border. That's what he's basically saying in such few words, in such an eloquent way, because he is the leader of the Republican Party and their rhetoric. So, Rush Limbaugh actually died by drowning from all that drip? Yeah. So, no one's selling stuff and making deals to foreign companies?
Foreigners will not have the right to vote or hold political office. If you're in our country, you cannot be a burden to taxpayers. You are not entitled to welfare.
Ironic, considering the fact that undocumented immigrants are literally less of a tax burden than natural-born U.S. citizens. So that's another incredible take. But you know, what do I know?
Or food stamps or other government goodies. You can come if you invest here, an amount equal to 40,000 times a daily minimum wage. If not, stay home. But if you want to buy land, it'll be restricted. No waterfront, for instance, and as a foreigner, you have to relinquish individual rights to the property. And another thing, you don't have the right to protest. You're allowed no demonstrations, no foreign flag waving, no political organizing, no bad-mouthing our president.
Literally un-American. But in some ways, the most American take is to tell people that they do not have the fundamental, some would say most important right offered to you by the Constitution. Your most important freedom, robbing that of those who come here after you in a nation that is built, and some might even correctly point out, stolen by immigrants. It is rather ironic for him to turn around and be like, yeah, we were here, we immigrated here, we stole this land, we robbed the people, we killed the people, so now this is our land. So if you come after us, even if you come with the insane fucking conditions that I've put forward, I'm just not going to give you the same fucking rights. You're going to be reduced to second-class citizenship always.
Or his policy.
Again, what the fuck did you do, Rush? You just crawled out of your demon mother's pussy, and you were a blob of hatred for the rest of your fucking life. What the fuck have you done? Shut the fuck up.
You're a foreigner. Shut your mouth or get out. And if you come here illegally, you're going to jail.
It's unconstitutional. What he said is just straight the fuck up unconstitutional. Straight up. All right, this is the Simpsons version of Rush Limbaugh, by the way.
For mindless chatter, we're your station. KBBL Talk Radio, and now Springfield's favorite conservative and author of the well-selling book Only Turkeys Have Left Wings. Ladies and gentlemen, Birch Barlow.
Ugh, that Barlow's a right-wing crackpot. He said Ted Kennedy lacked integrity. Can you believe that?
Yeah, switch the station. I consider myself politically correct, and his views make me uncomfortable.
No, guys. Now, I'm not very political. I usually think people who vote are a bit fruity. But for some reason, this Birch Barlow really speaks to me.
Good morning, fellow freedom likers. Birch Barlow, the fourth branch of government, the 51st state. You know, there are three things we're never going to get rid of here in Springfield. One, the bats in the public library. Two, Mrs. McFearley's compost heap. And three, our six-term mayor, the illiterate, tax-cheating, wife-swapping, pot-smoking, spendocrat, Diamond Joe Quimby.
Hey, I am no longer illiterate.
Now, why are we doomed to this Quimby quagmire, you ask, oh reasonable listener? Because this town is under the stranglehold of a few tie-dyed tree-huggers who would rather play hacky sack than lock up the homeless.
Who'd rather play hacky sack than lock up the homeless?
Awfully controversial. Lisa, you know I don't like controversy in this house.
I don't like him either, Mom, but I'm doing a report on local politics for my school project.
You think you're so big because your class always gets to do projects. Well, I'm doing a school project on, fireworks.
Bart, I wish you wouldn't lie like that.
Now, as a special send-off and a way to say gongai fat choi to our visiting Chinese principals, Bart Simpson has promised us a fireworks display.
Oh.
All week, he promised a big firework display. Bad student. Bad principal. Ah.
So dumb. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, old Simpsons was pretty fucking good. He was on Family Guy too. Oh, holy
Lois,
shit.
This dinner looks delicious.
Ah, well, thank you. Dig in, everyone.
What? Wait, hang on. I think you're forgetting the grace, Lois.
After that, we're going to watch what Donald Trump had to say about Rush Limbaugh, his good friend.
Dear God, who definitely exists, we, your people, who have been on this planet for 6,000
Is that actually Rush on the show?
years and not a second more, wish to thank you for this bounty and for keeping Congress predominantly white through Christ our Lord. Amen.
So, Rush, I see you made it here okay. Driving on roads built with public funds by the government.
No, I mean, is it actually him? As in, like, is he voicing himself, dumbasses?
Yeah, what about that, Rush? I guess the government's pretty good, like Lois says.
Actually, I took the toll roads, privately built. Way smoother than the crumbling public road system.
Yeah, Lois, government sucks at doing stuff.
Oh, no, toll roads sound great. Too bad only the very rich can afford to use them.
I agree with Lois.
Well, maybe more people could if the government wasn't taxing the bejesus out of them.
Now I agree with Rush. I'm too stupid to make up my own mind.
Yeah, okay, whatever you say, Rush.
So, nice weather today.
Yeah, unseasonably cool. I guess we can forget that whole global warming myth.
Global warming is not a myth, you son of a bitch.
Look, what the hell are you so hostile for?
Because you brainwashed our dog.
Hey, listen, sister,
I'm sorry.
Look, all I did was expose Brian to a different way of thinking. He embraced... Oh, God, I'm going to move over here. He embraced it on his own, Lois.
Well, after Rush opened my eyes, I am seeing the world in a whole new way now. To quote a famous troublemaker, I have a dream. I dream of Republican town, where men to the right of the aisle don't back down. The streets are aglow with the smell of apple pies, and babies come out of the womb in coats and ties. Nice place, huh, Rush?
It's a...
Ugh, Family Guy is so cringe, dude. Like, this is such a centrist... Yeah, he voiced himself, I guess. This is such a fucking centrist vision of Republicans. And I would go so far as to say whitewashing, like, what Rush Limbaugh has done. Especially, you probably, if you saw this, if you watched this, if you're a Tim Pool fan, for example, and the only interaction you have with Rush Limbaugh's background is basically just this, you would think, what's the problem? He's just like a reasonable conservative. Why are people being so ridiculous? Luckily, you are a HasanAbi fan, and you literally just watched a 10-minute compilation of some of Rush Limbaugh's greatest hits. So you know exactly what he was like. So you understand that this is, you know, basically the cartoon version of, as someone also pointed out, SNL.
A paradise, Brian. Trees grow from Republican sod, and everyone prays to a proper right-wing God.
Republican Catholics?
Yes, indeed, there are.
Republican Muslims?
Well, let's not go too far.
No Muslims?
There are too many tall buildings.
They've outlawed
Oh, good one, dude.
all abortions, late or early.
I bet he loved that joke.
We can't abide.
Because he doesn't think that it's a fucking joke.
Left abandoned.
We just take it and we jam it back inside.
Oh, yes, because I dream of Republican town. The place where the happiest smile is Cheney's frown. I'll bet you a buck you won't find a damn thing wrong. Cause when you come down to it, this is where we all belong.
Who else lives here?
Oh, big names, Lois.
Like Dunk Jimmy Carter. Like, when was this episode aired, motherfucker? Like, this is literally a bygone era of republicanism that you're pointing to make it seem as though, like, it is representative of, you know, 2010 Republicans. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Why are you hating? It's crazy, dude. This is not what Republicans are like. And Rush Limbaugh himself is like personally responsible for Republicans not being like that.
We're watching Republicans.
Yeah, here, Tim Pool's take on it. Rush Limbaugh voicing himself in Family Guy was hilarious. Makes me hopeful people can disagree and still work and live together. R.I.P. Rush. Yeah, no. Yeah, R.I.P. and rest in piss.
Stars
like sweet Mickey Rourke and his gorgeous right-wing scars.
Chuck Norris is one,
and he's got a right-wing beard.
John Voight is another.
He's just right-wing weird.
His daughter's pretty hot, though.
At one time, Brian. At one time.
But how about global warming?
This was aired in 2010. Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. Rush Limbaugh wasn't a fucking gigantic shitlord in 2010.
It's a snow job by Obama.
I'm kidding. He was. He absolutely was. The fuck is wrong with you?
But aren't all his findings backed by science?
Careful, Lois. Now you're sounding like a Jew.
Oi. We dream of Republican town, where Clinton is viewed as a crazy commie clown.
Okay, that was kind of funny.
Where America's growing free and strong.
'Cause when you come down to it, this is where we are.
Yeah, I see why Rush Limbaugh was down to do this. I see why he was interested in doing this, especially because this is literally his point of view. Like that's not a joke to him. Okay.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm not buying any of this crap. Rush, we want our dog back.
Whoa, hang on, Lois. What are you saying? I don't have a mind of my own? That's insulting. And you know what? I don't like the way you've been talking to Rush this evening. You know, I thought you were my friends. But if you can't accept me now that we disagree about certain things, then maybe you aren't the friends I thought you were. I'm moving out.
What?
No! Again? I'm gonna go stay with Rush Limbaugh. Right, Rush?
Huh?
I'm gonna stay with you.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
This is a bad idea. But I guess sometimes Fox has bad ideas, huh? Let's all just sit here for a moment and remember that this was a thing.
So much for the tolerant left. It was whatever. I wonder what Rush thought about women. I mean, you don't need to wonder. I mean, he was very clear. He said that if you, as a law school student, want to have subsidies for contraceptives, then you are a whore. Even though there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. There's nothing wrong with being a whore. Sex work is real work, and we should not slut shame. I think it's awesome when people want to have a lot of sex, as long as they're being safe and doing it consensually. But he said that we should watch it. Like, we will pay to, actually says slut, not whore, pepega, whatever. He said that, if you're getting contraceptives, you're a slut or a whore or whatever, and that, you might as well film yourself fucking so we can watch it on the internet. Feminazi, didn't he coin that? I think so, yeah. He is anti-consent, yes. Self-aware wolves rush on consensual sex. Here we go. Rush Limbaugh mocking liberals and how he said they view the concept of consent. You know what the magic word, the only thing that matters in American sexual mores today is? One thing, the conservative commentator said, according to audio released by Media Matters for America. You can do anything. The level promote, understand that, and tolerate anything as long as there's one element. You know what it is? Consent. If there is consent on both, or all three, or all four, however many are involved in the sex act, it's perfectly fine. Whatever it is. But if the left ever senses and smells that there's no consent in part of the equation, then here come the rape police. But consent is the magic key to the left. Wow, based. Yeah. He's right. Of course, he didn't think, he was making the correct point while thinking he was making an incorrect point, which is, really additionally ironic and hilarious. How was that bad? No, he's right. The problem is it's an instance where he's accidentally a leftist. You understand? Like, he is trying to say this is ridiculous. Like, 4 people shouldn't be able to fuck one another. Okay? Like, that's gross and inhumane. Like, no one should have group sex. But Liberals will tolerate that sort of thing as long as there's fucking consent. And also, consent in and of itself is a ridiculous concept too. And otherwise, you know, if there is no consent, all of a sudden the rape police comes in. Yeah. Rape police, as in, like, you know, theoretically what the actual police should be doing. Which is, yes, in an instance where there's no consent, i.e. rape, police that situation. That's literally what they're supposed to do. Anyway. Rape police, as in normal police. The left thinks rape is sex without consent. 3-head? What? Did you just add 3-head into a perfectly reasonable and normal fucking take? Yes. Sex without consent is rape. What the fuck? I'm so confused. As soon as you kill someone, the left just sends the murder police. What the fuck? Oh, man. But every single fucking time now, since he can't run and tell you what's happening, he's been pushing it extra hard. Don't be surprised if it finally does it here without your space to vent. What? Oh, he's being sarcastic. He's saying women get away with claiming rape simply because they didn't consent, as if consent is a dirty word. Okay. Anyway, brain dead conservative, too stupid to know what fucking rape is. Okay. When Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, I saw tons of right-wing hate being flung at her and her supporters. It was awful. First of all, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was actually universally adored, and most people on the right actually respected her because she was fairly conservative, and including Donald Trump, who literally like didn't even say anything psychotic, which was surprising. So no, that's not even fucking true. Most people on the right absolutely respect Ruth Bader Ginsburg and did when she died. Except for me, I don't give a shit, and I'm not on the right, but you know. But Ruth Bader Ginsburg overall is not like Rush fucking Limbaugh, dude. Anyway. What do you mean? Trump went against her dying wish? Yeah, that's politics, baby. No one gives a fuck about anybody's dying wish. Are you out of your fucking mind? No, but like they overall expressed how much they thought Ruth Bader Ginsburg was good and shit. They're not fucking... They didn't mock her for dying in a similar capacity to people mocking Rush, but Rush deserves it anyway, so it doesn't matter. And he himself has done it many times as well. Where is that? My parents raised me listening to him. Took me years to realize how toxic his rhetoric was, but it was like scripture in my house. Yeah. You could say he didn't consent to her dying wish. Not to tangent too far, but why is RGB so conservative on our history outside of lib takes? Trump vid is next on the playlist. Okay, let's watch Donald Trump and wait. Where's the playlist? I can't find it. Oh, well,
so do I.
the...
And he was one of the people that said we were going to.
Why can't I find the fucking? Oh, here it is. Here's the playlist.
We are about to be joined, I understand, by the president, the former president of the United States, who you know gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2020 at the State of the Union address to Rush Limbaugh. President Trump, are you with me?
I am, and it was a great honor to do so.
Fuck, I missed his voice so much. Fuck, dude. Fuck. You know, I hate to see him go, but I love to watch him leave, you know? Shit, dude, he's back. Oh, thank God. Thank God.
When we gave the Medal of Freedom, it was something special. It was an incredible night. We gave it during the State of the Union address, and it was...
Because of course they're going to say President Donald Trump. When you're a president for life. Like, why does everyone always get fucking caught up with that? Okay? If you're president for life. Like, they will always say president. Sometimes they'll clarify as former president, but like, it's normal, okay? Just like they used to say Vice President Joe Biden whenever they talked about Joe Biden. Like, people still say President Obama.
Especially half the room. Half the room went crazy, and the other half of the room, they knew he should get it. But it was special, and he was special.
Mr. President,
he was special.
Thank you for joining us. When was the last time you spoke with Rush Limbaugh?
3 or 4 days ago. I'd call him just to find out. You know, his fight was very, very courageous, and he was very, very sick. And, you know, from diagnosis on, it was just something that was not going to be beaten. But you wouldn't know it. And he is married to an incredible woman, Catherine, who really, every time I spoke to him, he would tell me how great she was. She took such great care. He was very brave. I mean, he, in theory, could have been gone 4 months ago, really. He was fighting till the very end. He was a fighter. And just a great gentleman.
While you were in the White House, how did you view how he either carried on your message or chose to agree or disagree with the policies you had as Commander-in-Chief?
Well, first of all, you know, you just had Sean on, Sean Hannity, who's incredible. And Sean would say there is nobody like Rush. Sean was the first to say that I used to say, well, what do you think someday? And he'd say he's irreplaceable. Rush is irreplaceable, unique. He had an audience that was massive. And, you know, he could do something, Bill, and he would get up in the show and would just talk. He wouldn't take phone calls where, you know, people would call in every 2 minutes, and that's sort of easy to do. He would just talk for 2 hours and 3 hours, just talk. And that's not an easy thing to do. And I once asked him, I said, do you study for the show? And he said, actually, I study very hard.
Dude, this is literally like, do you understand? By the way, I use this as I use Rush Limbaugh as an example in business meetings all the fucking time for boomers to understand. Like when they're like, oh, like, how do you decide to do what you do? And I always tell them, like, I'm not fucking reinventing the wheel with Twitch broadcasting. I just took an antiquated, age-old format that was very successful for a very long time and re-implemented it on Twitch, which is literally what the fuck Rush Limbaugh used to do. Threat of making fun of dead people. Oh, hell yeah. Threat of Rush Limbaugh making fun of dead people. That's awesome. We'll look at that in a second.
Which a little bit, Harris said, a little bit surprised me. But he was a fantastic man, a fantastic talent. And people, whether they loved him or not, they respected him. They really did.
Absolutely not. And no one should. Fuck Rush Limbaugh.
President Trump, if you would stay with us for just about a minute and a half or maybe a little longer, we want to show the day that you gave him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Let's watch that together, and then I have a follow-up question on the flip side.
Okay.
And Rush, in recognition of all that you have done for our nation, the millions of people a day that you speak to and that you inspire, and all...
Okay.
Presidential Medal of Freedom. And
yeah, I'm not going to rewatch it. I don't give a shit. Fuck him.
President Trump, I have always wondered, just seeing the look of surprise on Rush.
And if I watch it, I might tear up. I fucking love him, dude.
His face, what he knew about that moment, and what you learned that he was.
Listen, out of the 4 wives that he had, this one got the luckiest. This one was the luckiest. All right. Come on. She's the one who hit the fucking jackpot. One of them was supposed to eventually. So good on her. Much respect.
Going through in that
called a payday, baby.
He is succumbed to tears, and I was curious, what did he know was
$500 million? Like.
So I did tell him beforehand because we didn't have the really the power of not doing it. You know, Rush was very sick at the time. He was at a hospital in Boston. And I didn't want to do the surprise thing. I wish I could have done that, but we really didn't have that power of doing it because he had to. It was a very difficult thing for him to come into Washington from where he was, and he did it. And
his net worth in 2016 was $500 million. For those of you who said no shot, I do not think you understand how powerful this Nazi fuck was. Please, I beg you, this person's reach is profound. Okay? Like, you do not fucking understand. Just because you have never heard of Rush Limbaugh, or just because, like, you were sheltered, and luckily, or you just, are not white, and you or your family members had never been subjected to Rush Limbaugh's bile, doesn't mean that, like, a big chunk of American conservatism revolved around and hung around every word that he had to say. As someone from the sticks, I can tell you this man's practically Donald Trump to middle/poor America. Yeah. Anybody 30 plus knows who Rush Limbaugh is? Yeah. As a non-white person, I've literally never heard of him before. Yeah, because, black and brown fucking fathers probably aren't listening to a guy who routinely fucking says, you're subhuman. I assume. Because, his popularity within the working class white folk also came at a cost. And that cost was, he wasn't exactly going to be really popular with black and brown people,
There was questions as to whether or not he was just a very brave guy. He was amazing, and he came in, and it was, as he told me, it was the greatest honor of his life. And everybody in the room, you're talking about the Republicans and the Democrats. You had half of that room went crazy. You remember the evening well, I'm sure. It was a very unique moment in our country's history, in a sense, because of who Rush is. But half went just absolutely crazy. The other half sat totally dead silent, but 100% of that room respected Rush. It was a unique guy, and he was he became a friend of mine. I didn't know Rush at all. I had essentially never met Rush. And then when we came down the escalator, he liked my rather controversial speech. I made that speech that was a little bit on the controversial side, and he loved it. And he was, without ever having met him or talked to him or, had lunch with him or asked him, he was with me right from the beginning. And he liked what I said.
First of all, I don't even think that that's true. I'm pretty sure that he wasn't like a Trump advocate until after it was clear that he was, destroying in the primaries. And it doesn't matter because, he jumped on the Trump train. He's like Charlie Kirk. These guys read the room. They recognize, oh, fuck, never mind. The Republican Party is not going to be, Ted Cruz is not going to give us the juice, right? We know that it was a failure because Mitt Romney wasn't conservative enough. So Ted Cruz is not going to give us the fucking straight mainline racism that we need, and Trump is giving us that. So we're going to back him. But before that point, if you look at Charlie Kirk and what he used to say on Fox News, or you can look at Rush Limbaugh, you look at fucking Lindsey Graham and all these other people. I know you mean Masada. They were all anti-Trump until he won. Same with Glenn Beck.
Agreed with what I said, and he was just a great gentleman, great man.
Mr. President.
That is such fascinating detail that you're giving, Mr. President, about how you didn't really know him all that well, yet he became someone who carried your message. I'm curious to know what you wanted him to know, and maybe you got to tell him in the...
You should mispronounce his name to further disrespect him. I don't think I can further disrespect Rush Limbaugh than what I've been doing, which is just making fun of him for dying and talking about his greatest hits for the past literal fucking hour and 53 minutes. This show started spitting on Rush Limbaugh and is going to end with spitting on Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh. Like,
the last 3 or 4 days
fucking
that you spoke
limbo.
about the difference that he made for you.
Well, I think he did, and I've heard as many as 39 million people. You know, that's an audience that you don't hear about anymore. And I heard 39
True.
million people. And I don't know if you remember, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I did his show, and I heard they had a tremendous audience, and it lasted for like a long time. The interview was like an hour, and it just went right through, and it was... His questions were fascinating. I think the show was fascinating. He had a way of he had an insight that few people have. Just few people have. Even really good ones, really pros in your business. And by the way, you two are some great combination. You and Bill together, Harris. That's a great combination that does incredibly well.
Thank
and
you,
we
Mr.
thank you for
President.
it. We really thank you both for it. But he was a very unique guy, and he had tremendous insight. He got it. He really got it. He was very street smart in a sense, and a lot of people wouldn't know, but he was very, very street smart.
Of course Donald Trump's going to suck off Rush Limbaugh. He literally did what Rush Limbaugh did to become president. He read the fucking room. He saw that Rush Limbaugh had this amount of potential, and he could like literally move mountains with his, as long as he just cranked up the racism dial. And that's why he did the same shit that Rush was doing. Him shitting on Rush Limbaugh in any capacity would mean shitting on himself.
He really got it.
Mr. President, we probably have 100 questions for you, but so many of them are not appropriate for this venue, so we'll keep it on this topic for now, and we appreciate your time today. Perhaps that street smarts came from growing up in the Midwest, at Cape Girardeau in Missouri along the Mississippi River. Later, he went on to work for the Kansas City Royals and the Pittsburgh Pirates before he turned his attention full-time to radio in Sacramento, California. But you just said something a moment ago, and Harris picked up on it. Just tell us more about how you two got to know each other. I'm thinking of 2015, the summer.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right here and run my second ad of the day. It's top of the hour every hour. It's time for the 60-second ad break. You already know what it is. You already know what the fucking deal is, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to know what Donald Trump and his experience with Rush Limbaugh was, then all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5, or you can do it for free. I don't know why the fuck I'm turning into an Irishman again, but you can do it for free by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account by doing that. You can take whoever's Amazon Prime account as long as they're consenting, your wife's boyfriend's Amazon account if you want, and this way you'll have an ad-free broadcasting experience. Here's the fucking ad now. Here's the fucking ad now. All right.
17 candidates on a stage in Cleveland. At what point did he concede that you were the guy, and how did that come about?
Well, I got a call from a friend of mine who was a big Rush fan, and he said, Rush loves you. I said, I don't see that. I hadn't heard. I'm not able to listen to the radio during the afternoon too much. You're on the trail, and you're...
It's literally because he is a visual learner, okay? Trump's like, yeah, I don't listen to the radio because I'm more of a Fox News guy. Does he have something I can watch? Like, does he have a TV show? That's the only reason why he wasn't a big-time Rush fan. It's because there aren't, sexy ladies to watch, sexy blonde ladies to watch on the television, or, fucking Sean Hannity.
Making speeches or doing whatever you're doing. I was actually making speeches and running a business. I was doing both of them simultaneously, right? And he just told me that, and then all of a sudden I started getting little transcript stuff. I would try to listen every once in a while. He was there right from the beginning, and it was incredible. And then I guess I called him just to thank him, and we developed just some very good friendship. We played golf together a little bit. He was a very strong guy, physically very strong, hit the ball a long way.
I guess the reason I asked that question, you think back about 5 years ago, you don't strike me as his kind of guy back then. What changed?
Well, I don't know. You never know about people. I like some people that nobody would think.
I think I have some ideas. Yeah. I got some ideas because 5 years ago, Donald Trump decided to run for president and literally adopted everything that Rush Limbaugh is saying as his platform. I think that was when Rush became a Trump guy.
think I like and I dislike some people that everybody would say, oh, that's a natural. We all know about that, right? I mean, you never know who you like and who you don't like or where it all ends up. But right from the beginning, he was so great. And, and I have a very beautiful weakness. I always seem to like people that like me, okay? It's much easier. When they don't like me, I tend not to go for them so much. Yeah. So call that a strength or call that a weakness, but that's the way it is. But Rush was so gracious and so great. So then over a period of time, I got to know him, and he loved this country. He loved the country. He loved his wife and his family, and he loved his fans, his audience, which was, I think, maybe the biggest ever. There's never been anything like it. When Sean says irreplaceable, he really means it too. He's irreplaceable.
What did he share with you after the election?
I'm curious, Mr. President.
Yes, go ahead, Harris.
I'm curious to know if he gave you a note or two, or if he had some advice for you at any point along the way.
So he was, again, it was very early because, that famous escalator ride was the very beginning. And he was one of the people that said we were going to win. He thought we were going to win. I don't think it was necessarily the reason he was.
I think one of the best parts about a moving tribute to Rush Limbaugh, who fucking died, being 11 minutes long on Fox News, is Donald Trump just talking about himself the entire time. Like, there was, like, not only did we not talk about Rush Limbaugh, which is, of course, why the fuck would we, but he even admitted that he doesn't fucking know him at all. And even talked about how he wasn't even a fucking fan of him, or, Rush might not have been a fan of his, but, I like him because he likes me. I like guys that like me, I got that good quality, which is fucking awesome. Just, this is what he deserves.
He loved this country. He loved the country. He loved his wife and his family. And he loved his fans, his audience, which was, I think, maybe the biggest ever. There's never been anything like it. When Sean says irreplaceable, he really means it too. He's irreplaceable.
What did he share with you after the election?
I'm curious, Mr. President.
Yes, go ahead, Harris.
I'm curious to know if he gave you a note or two, or if he had some advice for you at any point along the way.
So he was, again, it was very early because, that famous escalator ride was the very beginning. And he was one of the people that said we were going to win. He thought we were going to win. I don't think it was necessarily the reason he was so, gracious so early. But he thought we were going to win. He just had an incredible instinct for politics.
It's so great. Donald Trump is such a fucking narcissist that he is physically incapable. He is physically incapable of, like, remembering someone without making it about himself. Like, it's hard for him to be like, here are some good things that this person did. Now, Rush Limbaugh didn't do a lot of good things. He just did mostly bad things. But in Trump's worldview, he should be able to at least find some stuff. I mean, Delayed Autistic Guppy in my chat did a better job of, like, trying to show a redeeming side of Rush Limbaugh by saying he donated $300,000 every year to lymphoma research. Okay? Like, we got motherfuckers in here doing a better job remembering Rush Limbaugh's positives. Okay? If there was ever such a thing. Then Donald fucking Trump, who's like, hey, I like him because he liked me. I went down the escalator. Remember, the escalator was gold. How good was that? Hillary Clinton, what about her emails? Come on, I'm running for 2024.
And he had an incredible instinct for life. I mean, he was just, so I just, I walked into a room and there's a lot of people in the room and they're all very sad to see people that you wouldn't even think about, like with respect to Rush, but they're very sad to see that Rush passed away. He is a legend. He really is. There aren't too many legends around, but he is a legend. And to those people that listen to him every day, like, it was like a religious experience for a lot of people. I mean, his fans, they just wouldn't miss him. A very, very unique person.
Yeah. And we want to get right to
So, we're hitting the final chapter of Rush Limbaugh's pathetic and horrific fucking monstrous experience of a life. And the last thing I'm going to say is for people who are really sad that you know, I'm being a sad man by celebrating this moment. Yeah, I know I was gonna fucking do it for 20 minutes and it's like 2 hours and I'm still talking about this because, like, come on, he was a legendary, iconic piece of shit. Okay, I mean, sorry. Like, again, I repeat myself often during this segment, but this motherfucker is like part of the reason, or was part of the fucking reason that your grandparents are so racist. Okay. Anyway, so here's a thread of Rush Limbaugh being shitty about the deaths of other people. He said, what about Robin Williams? Rush Limbaugh says Robin Williams killed himself because leftists are never happy. Rush Limbaugh, we're supposed to feel sorry for Biden because his wife and children died. Rush Limbaugh says Trayvon Martin's murderer just got a little overzealous. U.S. Conservative Talk Radio, little fondness for the Kennedy legacy. Not specifically about the deceased, just to remember what kind of... Oh, yeah, okay. Limbaugh accuses Fox of exaggerating Parkinson's symptoms for Michael J. Fox. Yeah. Oh, he said this about Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain was, ladies and gentlemen, he was a worthless shred of human debris. He mocked people dying of AIDS. Here it is. He used to do an AIDS update. Limbaugh's career in radio began when he was in high school in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where he was a rock and roll disc jockey. After high school, he attended college for 1 year and then quit. He became a radio DJ again and was fired from 2 stations in Pittsburgh and 2 in Kansas City. His career floundered until he became the replacement talk show host for Morton Downey in Sacramento in 1984. There he garnered a following with outrageous programming that included such features as celebratory moments when another AIDS victim died, which he called AIDS updates. As offensive as these tactics seemed, his popularity at the time of the decline of radio in general was exceptional. In fact, some credit radio talk shows like his with saving AM radio. Rush Limbaugh's popularity is, as indicated earlier, nothing short of remarkable. In addition to his broadcast and print outlets, he is widely accessed on the internet and America Online. So, you know, we already went through all of his, we went through some of it. Like, it's impossible to get all of his fucking controversial takes in 2 hours. We would have to do, like, an 11-hour show. So, you know. As his loyal fans who call themselves Ditto Heads mourn the death of the radio giant, read on to revisit some of Limbaugh's most controversial quotes. Yeah. Oh, he began airing Barack the Magic Negro, a racist parody song about the then Senator Barack Obama's popularity with many white voters in 2007. I think we forgot to mention that. Oh, yeah. Rush Limbaugh's assault on... Wow. He is... How do I describe this? It's like... Rush Limbaugh is like an onion. The more layers you peel, the more stinky it gets. I thought we had covered most of the shit in the past 2 hours. Turns out I was wrong. There are important parts of his incredible history in broadcasting that we had forgotten. In John K. Wilson's book, The Most Dangerous Man in America, Rush Limbaugh's Assault on Reason, the host was quoted as saying this homophobic statement: when a gay person turns his back on you, it is anything but an insult. It's an invitation. Okay. In his Undeniable Truths, written as part of an article for the Sacramento Union in 1988, Limbaugh wrote, feminism was established so as to allow unattractive women access to the mainstream of society. In a later updated version, he wrote, the Earth's ecosystem is not fragile. Women should not be allowed on juries where the accused is a stud. The Los Angeles riots were not caused by Rodney King verdict. The Los Angeles riots were caused by rioters. So different than, contemporary conservative takes. So different. On the Rush Limbaugh Show in 2004, he said, I think it's time to get rid of this whole NBA, the National Basketball Association. Call it the TBA, the Thug Basketball Association, and stop calling them teams. Call them gangs. He later on repeated that with the NFL and famously said that, NFL games look like just Bloods and Crips fighting amongst one another without guns. I wonder why he said those things. I wonder why he said those things, you guys. What could be the reason? As a young broadcaster in the 1970s, by the way, conservatism, very edgy. Remember, this is like, 16-year-olds on the fucking internet on 4chan in 2016 were literally repeating Rush Limbaugh takes from 2004, thinking that they were saying some edgy shit, which is why it's inherently, reactionary movements can never be fucking new age or never be disruptive or against against what is the mainstream agenda, okay? That's why conservatism will never be fucking punk rock, because all you're doing on 4chan is repeating shit that your fucking grandfather said while thinking that you're doing some cutting edge new shit. I guess the only difference is like you call yourself and others autistic. That's the only new thing, because your grandfather didn't know what the fuck that meant. I used to watch you a lot, but now I can't handle it anymore. Listening to you cover the news over the horrible state of the world in the U.S. just makes me angry now. Props to you for doing this every day. I don't know how you can cover this shit every day. Well, sometimes you got to have a lighthearted approach to everything that's going on. And also, on top of that, we don't just cover the news. I also do a lot of fucking role play over here. Hey, you fucking doing? Fuck you. Are you calling my grandfather an autist? Yeah, imagine if your grandfather, he said all of these things, obviously, just like dipshits on poll. But then you're like, hey, what are you doing, Bertha? You sound like an autist. Like, it's the only difference. I mean, I have autism myself, and I wonder how many older people went undiagnosed. Yeah, 100%. Anyway. As a young broadcaster in the 70s, Limbaugh once told a black caller, "Take that bone out of your nose and call me back," according to Fair. Wow. During the Rush Limbaugh show in 2013, he said, "If any race of people should not have guilt about slavery, it's Caucasians." We already covered that. In 2017, regarding LGBTQ politicians being elected to office, he said, "I guarantee there'd be some people in the Republican establishment who will now think, yeah, we need to do this. We need to provide a home. We need to provide a comforting atmosphere for the tranny community and the gay community. But those people are voting Democrat anyway." Okay? What is this quote? Ching cha, ching chang cho cha. Why did you put this as a quote? What is this? Oh, this guy got a medal, dude. This guy literally got a medal. Imagine transcribing this and being like, we should. One of his most famous quotes was "Ching cha, ching chang cho chow." Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, write that down. Limbaugh called Georgetown law student Sandra Fluke a slut and a prostitute after she publicly advocated for universal contraception coverage, and there's many more. Okay. Once again, from this entire 2-hour segment, you could literally just do an entire HasanAbi out of context clip. Okay. Oh. It's the Jenna Marbles song. Yeah. Breaking: Governor DeSantis, Florida threatens to remove COVID vaccine dose from communities and criticize the distribution of it. Oh, nice, dude. That's cool. You got some grays coming, or is that the lighting? No, I do have some gray hairs coming. That's for sure. Not a lot, but I got some grays coming. Bro, I'm 29 years old. I'm going to be fucking 30 this year. You know, it happens. You get old. So let's move on. Millions are suffering through the deep freeze without power. We're going to talk about that briefly. Conservatives are fucking lying about the reason for it.
Relentless winter blast slamming much of the country, George.
Yeah, that's a look at Oklahoma City right now. You see the snow is coming down. It's just...
Title is fucked up, dude. We got it, bro. We got it, you little fucking snowflake bitch. You got your fucking word across, all right? Oh, you're really, really sad. Shut the fuck up.
11 degrees there. Oklahoma just one of 22 states where the storm is impacting the vaccine rollout. At least 22 states have delayed or canceled COVID vaccinations as more than 3.3 million people are waking up without power this morning across at least 8 states, Michael.
And Texas with the overwhelming majority of those power outages. Just look at most of Houston in the dark. We're going to go to Marcus Moore with the very latest from Dallas this morning. Good morning, Marcus.
Michael, good morning. Another round of wintry weather is hitting an area already paralyzed by that first storm. And this morning, snow and ice covering the region as many people remain in the dark. This morning, Arctic air, power grids.
Why the fuck do they cancel vaccinations? How are they going to vaccinate people, dude? They have no fucking electricity. Like, what do you mean? How are people going to get there? There's no power. There's no heat. There's nothing. The distribution is completely halted because the pipes are fucking frozen. They don't have the infrastructure to deal with extreme weather conditions that are extreme for Texas. Why are they experiencing extreme weather conditions? Well, because of climate change. Ding, ding, ding. You got it right. Okay? So, Texas, and this is our future, by the way. Texas is this is Texas's future. This is the Midwest's future. This is our future if we don't fucking recognize that climate change is happening and take appropriate measures. If you assume that the climate is going to and the weather conditions are going to resemble the past 100 years, the last time the infrastructure was fucking updated, and assume that that's what's going to happen, well, you're going to find yourself in a similar situation year over year over year. It's kind of like saying, well, I'm not going to wear a jacket even though it is snowing outside because there is no snow in the summer. And then you get sick. That is that's the analogy here. People are like, no, climate change is not real. We don't need to take appropriate measures and fix our infrastructure to deal with the upcoming climate apocalypse and weather conditions changing drastically to a degree that our infrastructure can't keep up with. And, it's all fake. It's a Chi-Com conspiracy. And also, it's the windmills. It's the windmills. They're like fans. They're, when you turn on a fan, it makes the room cold. Well, think about it. Think about how massive these fucking fans are. You don't think that they're playing a part in these icy winds taking over Texas? Maybe we should stop these fucking fans from making Texas cold.
Failing and millions left to cope with the bitter cold. Amarillo, Texas getting pummeled with snow overnight. Cars and trucks sliding off the road. Tow trucks out rescuing drivers as temperatures drop near zero. Part of the Lone Star State hitting record low temperatures not seen in a century. And people are cranking up the heat, which is taxing the state's electrical system, leading to cascading power outages and rolling blackouts. This morning, more than 3 million waking up without power.
This is tragic. We hadn't had power since 5 a.m. yesterday.
The cold and loss of power turning deadly. At least 20 people have died, including an 8-year-old girl and a woman, dying from carbon monoxide poisoning after a car was left running in a garage to help create heat. In Houston, hospitals treating at least 140 patients, including a mother.
Yes, 26 of the roughly 30 gigawatts of power lost comes from fossil fuels. So anyone who fucking tells you that, windmills are the reason why there's outages is fucking bullshit. The real reason is because the pipes the pipes are completely fucking frozen. And it's fossil fuels that are the primary energy, the primary form of energy in Texas are failing. Some of the wind turbines are also failing as well, even though they are still overperforming in comparison to gas, coal, and other forms of fossil fuel. So it's fucking bullshit. And even if you were to make the argument that all of the infrastructure is crumbling because this weather condition was something that people did not foresee, then you can't single out wind turbines. You understand? Because wind turbines fucking exist in cold climate. Wind turbines exist in Antarctica. Wind turbines exist in power places in the fucking Alps. They're on top of mountains. They exist as a reliable form of renewable energy in many places around the fucking world, including in the motherfucking Midwest, where it's rainy and icy all the fucking time during the winter. You don't even need to leave America to go to fake countries like Canada to recognize that wind turbines could absolutely be functional in icy weather conditions. Okay? So fucking stupid that, like, Texans are, some Republicans all around the country, and especially Texans, are so fucking dumb, Republican Texans, that deny climate change and think like this is a consequence of using wind turbines, are so fucking dumb that they literally cannot think about anything beyond what the fuck Tucker Carlson said last night. Yeah, they were functional. The coal infrastructure failed more than the fucking wind turbines did anyway.
And child in critical condition after using charcoals indoors to stay warm. And outrage over images like this. Skyscrapers lit up in Houston while surrounding neighborhoods were left in the dark.
What is going on right now is completely unacceptable.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott speaking to our ABC station, KTRK.
We are going to have to restructure to make sure that situations like this never occur again.
And while Houston's mayor was at home also speaking to KTRK, they were plunged into darkness.
People have made some life and death choices because they were trying to keep themselves warm.
Oh no, we just lost power.
But for the millions bundled up with no electricity, this has been life for days.
In this room in our house, it is 33 degrees.
In Austin, Andrew Leahy and his wife finding...
The worst part is, like, their houses are not built for this. So they don't even have the proper insulation. Like, if you build houses for cold climate, then they would at least have proper insulation that could mitigate some of the problems, right? But the McMansions they build in fucking Texas are not built to insulate in this way because people do not expect this. And this is the same for the entirety of the fucking state. Do you understand? Because when you build, when you plan cities, when you build infrastructure, and if you deny that climate change is actually fucking happening and that weather conditions that are otherwise considered extreme are now going to become commonplace, you're not going to build the proper safety nets. And then on top of that, we already talked about this, but Texas is outside of the fucking federal grid, the federal power grid, because they wanted to be energy independent in and of itself. They thought that they had enough demand and enough supply for energy. And that they did not want the federal government to control or regulate in any way how they distribute their energy if other states, if bordering states actually need energy in their time of need. And that's the second part of the problem, because other states that have surplus right now can't even fucking pump their energy over to Texas. It's like the most, it is literally just American individualism and American exceptionalism and being, just coming back to fucking bite Texas in the ass in the perfect way possible. And they flail their fucking arms and still somehow try to find a way to misdirect and shit on AOC and shit on fucking the Green New Deal, which is literally an infrastructure deal, okay? To mitigate some of the potential devastating outcomes of climate change while simultaneously shifting over to renewable energy to lower the impact of anthropogenic climate change. But hey, you know, tiny windows, it's bad, it's crazy. So what they're doing is basically taking advantage of a situation that they themselves caused, the devastation, and utilizing that as an opportunity to shit on people that are trying to fix the fucking problem. But what do you fucking expect from conservatives? It's again, American conservatism in general. This is exactly how they work. And unfortunately, they are very, very successful because they operate in unison like a fucking hive mind. And it didn't take a day for these motherfuckers to literally start spreading these lies and this propaganda, as evidenced by the fact that Greg Abbott went on, and I will show you this clip right now if I can find it. Fox News yesterday, I think it was Sean Hannity, to continue lying about the situation at hand and blame. Here it is. Blame windmills. Oh, next vid is in the playlist? Oh, thank you, actually. Never mind. All right. Oh, here it is.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott calling for an investigation into the outages, and he joins us now live to explain. I don't have a problem. I'm going to be very clear. I'm an all-the-above guy. Anything that works, I'm all for. Cheap energy, I'm all for. But that would include the lifeblood of the world's economy, gas, oil, old-fashioned oil, and coal. I'm not against nuclear energy either. I'm not against wind turbines. But my question is, if...
Stop laughing at people suffering in Texas. They didn't all vote conservative. Okay, we're not, you dumb fuck. Shut the fuck up, you stupid little bitch, okay?
Have these rolling blackouts and you got freezing weather, I mean, and they're not reliable and it's use it or lose it, what good is it?
Sean, this shows how the Green New Deal would be a deadly deal for the United States of America. Texas...
I wonder why. I wonder why it would be a deadly deal. Like, how the fuck do you bring up the Green New Deal in this situation?
This is blessed with multiple sources of energy, such as natural gas and oil and nuclear. But you saw from what Trace said, and that is our wind and our solar got shut down, and they were collectively more than 10% of our power grid. And
wait, I'm sorry. First of all, wrong. And his own regulators, like his own officials, and even his own statement is an admission, by the way. 10%? Really? That's why the entire state shut down, because 10% of the power shut down? False. Regardless, it's completely false. We already talked about it. Energy production from wind turbines was actually overperforming in comparison to other fossil fuel, other forms of other methods of energy from fossil fuels. And again, where was the other 80%, 90%? Yeah, like, and it wasn't even correct. Like, what he's saying is just a lie. Okay, what he's doing here, you're overall correct, but 10% loss is enough to fuck over a grid. To be honest, I understand that, but that's not what happened. Regardless, especially because it was there was energy surplus that you could get from wind turbines even yesterday. Okay, so that is a complete falsehood that he is just throwing out there, and it fucking owns his own argument that, like, the entire state relies on wind turbines when he says it's only 10%. 10% only fucks over a grid when it tried to be energy independent. Exactly.
That thrust Texas into a situation where it was lacking power in a statewide basis. That was power that was spread out by that ERCOT organization that you were talking about. As a result, it just shows that fossil fuel is necessary for the state of Texas as well as other states to make sure that we'll be able to heat our homes in the wintertime and cool our homes in the summertime.
Well, and on a second level there, I mean, I've interviewed guys working on the Keystone XL pipeline, and I know, like...
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. All right, anyway, this is literally a paid ad. Yeah, it should show you something. It should show you the priorities of someone like Greg Abbott, whose first instinct is to go on Fox News and shit on wind turbines instead of, like, trying to fucking figure out how he can deliver power to his own Texans, okay? If you're a fucking dumb fuck Texan Republican and you watch this piece of shit on Sean Hannity in the brief moment that you actually had some fucking, that you had your TV on inside of your house because you weren't sitting in complete darkness because you were lucky enough to maybe get some fucking power in your house and you saw this fucking thing and it didn't anger you to take action, then you deserve to fucking sit in the darkness, okay? Sorry, that's just the fucking truth. You literally deserve to sit in the fucking cold in 30-degree weather inside of your stupid fucking apartment or your house if you literally do not see what the fuck he's doing here, okay? Sorry, that's just the truth. Everyone else that is living in Texas and every single other person that is angered by this, regardless of whether you're a fucking conservative or not, of course you don't deserve it. It's fucking ridiculous. You're fucking over your fellow Texans if you don't have any interest or any, if you don't have any care for, you know, other people outside of Texas because, you know, Texas is his own fucking state, then maybe care about your fellow Texans that you're fucking over with your idiocy. Here's a Crowder and Rubin's horrible take on climate change in Texas. Compiled by Bloomberg show, gas processing plants across Texas are shutting as liquids freeze inside pipes, disrupting output as just as demand jumps. And oil production in the Permian Basin is the biggest U.S. shale play, is moderating as well, slow down or halt completely. None of this is new. Here's what one critic said in 2011. Oh, yeah, this was a massive problem in 2011 as well. What do you think about deregulation? I think it's a huge mistake. I think your big problem in Texas today is that the generating sector has every incentive to keep you on tight rations so they can get more for their money. And it's contrary to the public interest in having an adequate supply to keep the price down. So you've screwed yourself, plain and simple. And I don't think there is any fix short of vertically integrated companies. Wrong link. It's still the wrong link, my friend. You keep sending me the wrong fucking link. ERCOT expected to get low capacity factors from wind and solar during winter peak demand. What it didn't expect is 20 gigawatts of outages, over 20 gigawatts of outages from 36 that you're supposed to get from thermal, mostly natural gas power plants. So their own regulators that are supposed to be, their own regulators that are looking into it, that are looking into where the power outages are coming from, literally say the exact opposite of what fucking Governor Greg Abbott is saying, which is that it's actually gas plants and coal that is responsible for the fucking outages. Anyway, all these elites that are pushing this Green Deal are the ones that are the biggest CO2 emitters with their jumbo plane and 4,000... What? All these elites that are pushing this Green Deal are the ones with the biggest CO2 emitters with their jumbo plane and 40,000 square feet house and shit? Are you fucking stupid, dude? You have to be the dumbest fucking motherfucker I've ever seen. Personal consumption, even if you are personally a fucking carbon... if you have a gigantic carbon footprint as a personal consumer... It's never going to be anywhere near what fucking corporations are doing, and trying to change that is literally like being a millionaire who wants to tax millionaires. You understand? Just because you're a millionaire doesn't mean you shouldn't advocate to fucking tax millionaires. You would be a hypocrite if you were a millionaire and you were like, you know, I don't want to fucking tax millionaires. God damn, what a fucking idiot, dude. Rich Streamer says rich people aren't the problem. No, Rich Streamer says rich people are the problem. Okay? You fucking moron. You absolute buffoon. You simpleton. How do you not fucking comprehend this? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I am broadcasting out of my 40,000 square foot mansion, and also, you know, flying in my jumbo plane on the weekends. Moron is actually a very ableist word. Yeah, well, sucks to suck, okay? There are levels of ableism that I do not tolerate in my chat, and then there are levels of ableism that I engage in. You understand? So shut the fuck up. Anyway, where were we? How's your coal engine desk chair? Yeah. Hilarious how El Paso and the Panhandle aren't getting fucked because they aren't part of the Texas Interconnect and fixed their shit after the 2011 freeze. Turns out deregulation sucks. Always. Well, this cold wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't for Libs trying to bang guns. Okay. Anyway, I don't know where the fucking it takes from. I don't know where the takes from the people that you wanted me to watch are. I don't see it on this thread. I don't see it on any thread. I don't know. Oh, here it is.
I think that the climate is changing. Yes. Is it possible that there's man-made climate change? Maybe. Will that have catastrophic results? We can't prove that yet. People don't agree on that.
So you want to wait? You want to wait till Miami is?
Miami's already supposed to be gone, Dave. Do I think that?
Also, you moron! Don't you know that if your house is about to be underwater, you could just sell it and move if you live in Miami? Ugh, God, these people are so dumb. They don't even think about these things. Thank God I, a Ben Shapiro fan, have that covered. Anyway, you guys are starting to be a little annoying about the Nintendo Direct thing. I'm sensing some annoying little fucking chatters. It's 24 minutes out. I'm gonna warn you not to be fucking annoying right now, okay? Just don't make me fucking ban the word Nintendo Direct and shit like that. Maybe we'll watch the highlights later. Arms the nuclear silos in advance. All right, good. Good that the nukes are out and ready. Just know that the nukes are ready and they're pointing at you, okay? Bro, how are you going to explain the nuances of maintaining the electric grid to people who probably believe the wind farms blew cold air onto Texas? I don't know. I don't know. I legitimately don't know. But I'm going to connect Rush Limbaugh to all of this right now, okay? QAnon and all these other conspiracies did not start in a fucking vacuum. You didn't have a bunch of people who were already brilliant and, you know, had media literacy all of a sudden, out of nowhere, decide to believe in psychotic conspiracy theories or stop the steal and shit like that. That happened because of people like Rush Limbaugh. That happened because of people like Steven Crowder. That happened because of Fox News, okay? These professional pundits are breaking your parents every day, okay? They're breaking your parents. They are feeding them misinformation slowly but surely, okay? They're slowly but surely just, you know, increasing little by little the amount of disinformation that your parents are putting into their fucking brains by also hammering on the biases that they already have from the social conditioning that they experience from their time. They hate change. You fucking hammer on that change is bad. Green New Deal is change. You talk about how climate change is actually fake. You get them to deny reality that is right in front of their fucking eyes. Okay? This is how it works. And then, all of a sudden, you have a bunch of fucking people out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere, believing in QAnon and shit. That's how it goes. Who the fuck just said the left does it too? Yeah, I wish the left was as effective at propagandizing points of view. The reality is, the left will never be as effective because, one, under a capitalist organization of the economy, those who speak out against capitalism and its devastating outcomes are never going to get the capital necessary to launch successful businesses. Okay? There is a ceiling to this. I sometimes feel like I've reached that ceiling. Okay? And beyond that, in order to educate people or manufacture consent in a leftist way, you need to go up against these massively powerful media conglomerates that already have an interest in normalizing the oppression that most people experience and keep you paying attention to other dumb shit, nonsensical shit, engage in the fucking culture wars. Okay? Ugh. But beyond that, yeah, I don't even know how I've reached this level of success to begin with, if we're being honest. But outside of all of that, the biggest problem that the left faces, beyond the fact that we always have to have grassroots movements and never actually like a magnanimous billionaire. We are going against mainstream thought, no matter what happens. When I describe my worldview to people, I am going against what is something most people consider to be normal, common sense realities. Talking about structural racism, for example. Educating people on structural racism, systemic inequalities, wealth inequality, or the negative consequences of the capitalist organization of the economy is going against it's so fucking insane that it's like going against the notion that the sky is blue. Okay, this is something that you're deeply invested in. It's almost a part of your fucking identity. So trying to educate people on how everything they know and everything they've been taught from their social conditioning is wrong is a very difficult endeavor. It is much easier to just repeat the same fucking talking points that conservatives have utilized in perpetuity. It is easier to be a reactionary than it is to be progressive. Okay? That's just the reality. Because everyone, as a consequence of social conditioning, already grow up with certain things that they believe to be truths, right? And those notions become a part of your identity. That, there is a meritocracy. That if you work hard enough, you will achieve all of the American dream and its offerings. You will achieve success. And that really wealthy people totally deserve all of their wealth. And wealth inequality isn't that big of a problem, as a matter of fact, because those people just worked hard and they worked smart. That black people just simply haven't been able to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. And there is no such thing as systemic inequality. Because recognizing that, especially if you are, if you have some form of privilege, if you are a recipient of some kind of intergenerational wealth or an upper hand, then you feel like it's diminishing your accomplishments. And you don't want to fucking feel that way. So yeah, it is very difficult to describe these sorts of things. No matter what. It is much easier to just be like, I can't believe you said you were okay with certain types of ableism. That's really messed up. I understand you're being frustrated, but that doesn't mean you need to support being ableist to the point where you feel comfortable being ableist. Very non-leftist of you. Here is an additionally non-leftist thing for me to do. Delete your bait account from the face of the earth, I hope. I hope that I'm pretty sure that your gray name accounts that you literally create just to, put me down a idiotic fucking tangent, idiotic rabbit hole about, overcorrective wokeness or whatever the fuck. I hope that actually ends up with shadow banning your actual account too. Letting it work? No, letting it work would be for me to continue talking about it, which I'm not. I'm moving on. I'm pretty sure it does, by the way, so don't fuck around with that. It always does, and then they come crying to mods. Yeah, I know. I think you get... I'm pretty sure you get IP banned if you create a bait account specifically for doing shit like that. You really got the worst in both worlds in your audience? Chuds and woke scolding Andes? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway. Sorry for off topic, but I'm curious to hear your response to the Biden town hall if you get time for it, but no big deal if not. Yeah, the Biden town hall is kind of shit. The big takeaway. Oh, here, we're going to watch this. The big takeaway from the Biden town hall is he's saying he wants to do $10,000 in student loan debt relief. And he can't do $50,000 because he doesn't know if it's like something he can do or within his if it's within his power. And there is no fucking constitutional provision or amendment or anything that says like the president can forego or pardon $10,000 of student loan debt, but not $50,000. The real reason is that he is a fiscal conservative, and he always has been, and that's why he's saying $50,000 would be too much. Why isn't this working? Why can't I hear anything? One state has snowplows, the other doesn't. One side of the street is Texarkana, Arkansas. The other side is Texarkana, Texas. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. There is leadership failure in Texas. Holy shit. Oh, there is no audio. 10K would still change a lot of lives. Yeah, I agree, but 50K would fucking change 5 times the amount of lives then. How about that? Debt relief is great, but isn't it amazing? We get to see biracial couples in ads now. Yeah. Is there no way to cancel student debt progressively like taxes work? I don't want to cancel student debts of rich scumbags that went to Princeton. No, it doesn't matter, dude. No. Some rich scumbags that went to Princeton are going to get fucking student debt relief as well. Like student loan debt relief as well. You're being ridiculous. Like, these sorts of provisions aren't about punishing people that we don't like, okay? They're about making the lives of those who need it better. You understand? It doesn't work that way. Rich scumbags are going to be rich no matter what you do. You can't just like literally try to use means testing to harm them or some shit.
But a lot of people are pointing out that you voted against aid for Sandy after that catastrophic storm up in the Northeast, that package back in 2012. And they're pointing at you and saying you're asking for money now when you weren't willing to help the people in the Northeast. What do you have to say to them?
Well, you know, look, there's time for political sniping later.
Oh, there's time for political sniping later? Was there time for political sniping during Hurricane Sandy then, you fucking gargoyle? I hate him so much. I hate him so much. Honestly,
our focus needs to be on this crisis and this disaster.
This is from earlier, right? This isn't recent. This is like from when Houston needed aid.
And who needed funding.
This is not from this week.
After that storm, I covered.
Yeah, this is from Harvey. This is from Harvey.
Those people, many of them, just like those in Houston, lost absolutely.
Yeah. This is from flooding in Houston, not recent. Yeah, I know. I actually talked about this because like a lot of Texas is like built on wetlands too, it's any sort of fucking hurricane is going to. Oh, Greg Abbott is talking now. Let's watch Greg Abbott live.
Where we're going, next steps in response to this winter storm. Let me start with this. First is some weather that can be expected over the coming days. The initial and the main storm that has caused the severe damage in Texas is now beginning to move out of the state of Texas. Snow and sleet in northeast Texas will continue to exist, but also gradually move out over the next 6 hours. After that, another round of precipitation will be coming across the state over the next 24 hours. Most of that precipitation will be in the southern part of the state, mostly around I-10 and south, maybe reaching as far north as the Austin area, probably not going much further north than the Austin area. Cold temperatures will remain across much of the state for the next few days. Most of the state will be below freezing tomorrow morning. Along I-10 and north will remain freezing through Thursday night, with ultra cold temperatures once again on Thursday night. We should, across the state, start getting above freezing on Saturday. Many transportation issues across the state on roadways in every region will remain challenging for the next few days. Next is a report from the Public Utilities Commission with regard to power. Since midnight this past night, since 12:01 a.m. this morning, 6,000 megawatts have been added to the Texas grid. That equals about power for about 1.2 million households. Several things have assisted in this. One of the power outages in the state was the nuclear plant project, the STMP, the South Texas Nuclear Plant Project, as well as coal, generated power, were shut down. The part of the additional, let me say it this way, in addition to the 1.2 million households that have had power restored already, there will be additional onboarding that will be coming from the South Texas Nuclear Project, which begin operations early this morning and will complete operations tonight. And then additional operations will increase from coal-produced power. They will add more than 2,000 megawatts, which will provide additional power for about 400,000 homes in addition to the 1.2 million that I was talking about earlier. In addition to that, there are various small natural gas generators that are currently going on and off. They should sporadically add about 3,000 megawatts over the next 24 hours, and that would equate to about 600,000 homes. As of this time, there continues to be problems with natural gas-fired generators as well as wind generation. About 19,800 megawatts of gas-powered generation is still offline because of either mechanical issues or the lack of the supply of gas for those gas generators to produce power. 17,200 megawatts of renewable generated power remain out either because of freezing of the wind or because of lack of sun for the solar. Some natural gas produced in Texas, and this is, I'm about to tell you a way in which we will be adding more power to our system. Some natural gas produced in Texas is currently being shipped to locations outside of the state. I have, earlier today, issued an order effective today.
Sounds not so independent to me, my guy.
Requiring those producers that have been shipping to locations outside of Texas to instead sell that natural gas to Texas power generators.
This is some real King of the Hill shit, dude.
Increase the power that's going
this is some real King of the Hill shit, by the way. Like,
that will increase the
if only they had a man loyal to the fucking cause of selling propane and propane accessories like Hank fucking Hill, dude.
Multiple phone calls and actions. The White House has assisted Texas with orders that allow additional power generation or have accelerated the nuclear plant restoration. Also, another issue that I will be coming to here shortly is talking to individuals across the state about spikes in the prices of natural gas. There was a telephone conference between the president and several governors across the country in regions most harshly affected by the storms. And during that conversation, a point was raised about these spikes in natural gas prices that occur because of the unusual situation between demand and supply. And a request was made by one of the governors for assistance in dealing with those price anomalies. And the president said that he would work with the governors on trying to address that issue. Let me address where we are with power outages and the way and the whys of how some of that works. Right now, there still remains about 10,000 megawatts that is off the grid and as a result is not contributing to power in the state. People want to know how decisions are made about whose power is turned off and whose power is left on. And I want to let you know how that process works. Decisions about power outages are made by either city-owned utilities or co-op-owned utilities. And it would not be any state-based entity that makes those decisions, except power outages by investor-owned utilities. Those are regulated by the Public Utilities Commission. Those include, for the most part, Encore, CenterPoint Energy, AEP, and Texas New Mexico Power. And an order has been made to ensure that everybody that is subject to regulation by the PUC will have access to power on at least a rotating basis.
Okay, this is a little sleeper. We're gonna move here. I'll look at the fucking Nintendo event. Did it start? Did the Nintendo event start? I mean, this is a sleeper as fuck. For real, do you think Texans will start to give a fuck about green energy and climate change? No. And the reason why they will not give a fuck is because of people like this.
This great American family is a love story. One man, one woman, and the fires of passion that changed the course of our history. Not since Anthony dined with Cleopatra in downtown Antioch, before they killed themselves, obviously, has a country witnessed a love story as moving and poignant as Jill and Joe's. No, ladies and gentlemen, Jill Biden is not Joe's caretaker. She isn't his nurse. She's his fully equal romantic partner. Together, they are like besotted teens, yet at the same time, they are the wise and knowing parents of a nation. As a headline from Politico on Valentine's Day put it, quote, historians and relationship experts agree. The first couple's romantic gestures aren't just genuine, they're restorative. So it's official. The Biden's affection is totally real. It's in no way part of a slick PR campaign devised by cynical consultants determined to hide the president's senility by misdirection. Not at all. Their love is as real as climate change.
That's why, dude. In a 56-second monologue about how Joe Biden's love or his wife is fake, which is, again, a bullshit story to begin with. Like, why the fuck? If you recognize that, like, it's a bullshit puff piece by the media, then why are you spending so much fucking time on it? Because that's bait for you, okay? That's it. That's literally it for you. It is all that it is. And even in that circumstance, you tie it back to, like, climate change being fake. Just like Tucker Carlson yesterday was running around talking about how fucking what's happening in Texas is happening because of the windmills. All right, it's time for Nintendo, boys. I'm a fucking baby game weeb now, so deal with it. How long is this gonna take? $4 hours? What? No, get the fuck out of here. We're not watching that for 4 hours.
One day, Pyra just disappeared.
As long as it has to. What the fuck is this game? This title is pretty low, dude. What the fuck? Wait, what? You have a problem with Nintendo baby game conference? Oh, man said this title is low because my title is Nintendo baby game conference right now.
It was as if she vanished off the face of all rest. Without a trace.
This is a mobile game, right?
I'll find you, whatever it takes.
Guys, they can't have voiceovers because they spent $7 gajillion on the orchestra. Come on.
Pyra! Sorry, Rex. I couldn't tell you. Because I got an invitation to join Smash!
Okay, this shit sucks. I'm probably gonna skip this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might.
What? I thought I was gonna be in Smash. Just sit back and leave it to me, Rex.
Oh my god, she do.
Power of the Aegis.
Okay, I'll be honest. She do be having them titties though. What the fuck is that, dude?
Flare!
You powered up your Smash attack with fire?
Now I get why they can't do voiceovers, dude. They just they're doing. They're spending all their money on the tit bounce physics.
Pretty much owning them, and these are seasoned fighters.
There are no pushovers. Talk about a tight spot. Mithra?
Nintendo fans are absolutely trying desperately for me to stop watching this immediately. You waited for the opportunity to say, she's 12, bro.
Mithra! Cutting it close, huh? Hey, were these guys planning on leaving? Gee, I feel kind of bad now.
Wait, so is this game literally about like finding waifus or some shit? What the fuck? I've never played this, so I don't know. Is it literally just like a guy and his harem or something? No, I know this is Smash, but like if these are all the characters that the fucking game has.
You can even use that.
Guys, I know this is Smash, but the characters are from another fucking game, and the other game is literally all about what, like...
Blinding speed. Together, nothing can stand in our way.
Quite the spectacle, aren't they?
Wait, Gramps?
I've missed this, buddy. Monday by once a while. Oh, look, our friends are here. And there's some pork.
You're all mine. I'll lend you a hand. Sacred arrow! Burning sword!
Nailed it!
Sure did. Witness our power.
Someone said the female characters are very strong, and their strength is measured by their boob size, of course.
Now that you're in Smash, I won't go easy on you!
Ooh, fighting words. You forget. We're fighters too!
Guys, why am I watching this? Like, okay, like just because I liked Breath of the Wild doesn't mean I'm like full-blown fucking lost my mind at this like baby game weeb shit.
Hello everyone. It's been a while. I'm Shinya Takahashi from Nintendo. Last year, we delivered some news through a series of Nintendo Direct mini presentations. However, we haven't been able to present a Nintendo Direct in this style for some time.
You are legally required to soy face the entire way through.
I'm happy to share this Nintendo Direct with you all today. We appreciate your continued support.
They're not going to talk about Breath of the Wild 2, just move on.
What you just saw was the reveal trailer for the newest fighter in the Super Smash
Just
Bros.
go
Ultimate
to good
game,
content until someone gives
Pyra
timestamps
and
relevant to
Mithra.
Breath of the Wild
They
2. Yeah,
originally
exactly.
appeared in the Xenoblade Chronicles series as Rex's 2-in-1 ally. please look forward to seeing their moveset in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This fighter releases in March, so we hope you'll stay tuned just a bit longer. All right, let's continue with our first batch of Nintendo Switch headlines.
Yeah, I feel like all their fucking games are things that, oh, great. Oh, Fall Guys. Oh, sick. Why is watching you watch this so fucking funny? Because I'm 29 years old and I never really like played any of the fucking Switch games. And while I appreciate it, it's like a weird juxtaposition of having someone who is like normally a political commentator on the exact opposite side of what this market is for baby games like this.
Stumble toward greatness when Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout comes to the Nintendo Switch system summer 2021.
People are getting mad at me for shitting on it, though. Like, people that actually like it in my audience, they're probably going to be upset.
You have 22 minutes before the solar system is destroyed. Venture into the vast reaches of space to uncover the secrets left behind by an ancient civilization.
Okay, Loki, I might play.
You have 22 minutes. After
okay,
that,
games coming on the Switch.
solar system will be annihilated.
Games coming on the Switch actually increases the chance. Increases the chance of me playing it greatly.
While retaining information you gathered.
You wouldn't like Outer Wilds? You're too stupid.
By repeating these cycles, you'll gradually unravel the mysteries hidden in the universe.
I know the game is already on
What messages
PC.
will you discover?
I know it's already on PC, but having it on Switch makes it easier for me to play because I can just like pick it up and play in bed after I'm done with the stream.
Find out when the critically acclaimed Outer Wilds launches on Nintendo Switch.
Also, you
summer
motherfuckers who said
2021.
Outer Wilds, you'd hate it. You said I'd hate Rust.
Put
I
your
loved
sleuthing
it. You said
skills
I'd
to the
hate
test
fucking...
in 2 classic murder mystery games. Famicom Detective Club, The Missing Heir, and Famicom Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands Behind. 2 deep cuts from Nintendo history are coming to North America for the first time.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Localized
What
in
is
English
this?
And modernized for the Nintendo Switch system. Suspense, drama, and twists and turns await at every corner. You'll be on the edge of your seat as you dive into these deep narratives set in Japan. In one game, you'll solve a complex murder case surrounding a wealthy family in a haunted village while dealing with amnesia. But that's not the only case to crack.
What?
In the other game, you'll investigate a supernatural rumor after a mysterious death to free students from a sinister nightmare. Interrogate suspects and hunt for clues to piece together these chilling conundrums. Can you figure out who the culprit is before it's too late? Uncover the deadly truth in Famicom Detective Club,
this
The Missing
is...
Heir,
Okay, guys.
and
Guys.
Famicom Detective Club,
We're
The
learning
Girl Who
something
Stands
important here.
Behind. Coming to Nintendo Switch May 14th. Pre-orders begin today on
Guys,
Nintendo eShop.
we're learning a very important thing here, okay? It is that most of these fucking titles do not appeal to me, and I will never be playing them, and I'm really sorry to the Nintendo weebs. I am probably not going to be converting fully to the shit that you appreciate. Not that there's anything wrong with the stuff that you appreciate. It's for you. It's not for me. All right, what is this? Maybe this is interesting. Hating on anime is cool. Dumbass, I love anime. What the fuck are you? Samurai Warriors 5? There were 4 others before this one?
The
That's
latest
crazy.
entry in the Samurai Warriors franchise is coming to Nintendo Switch. Dive into the history of the Sengoku period as the series now shines the spotlight on Nobunaga Oda and Mitsuhide Akechi. Character designs and visuals have been revamped for this installment. Unleash high-octane moves in electrifying 1 versus 1,000 battles. In Samurai Warriors 5, slashing its way onto Nintendo Switch, summer 2021. vast world of Fadiel beckons. After 20 long years, Legend of Mana featuring remastered HD graphics is coming to Nintendo Switch. You'll set off on a journey to find the mystical mana tree seen in a dream. Before discovering the world map is empty. During your travels, you'll acquire special items called artifacts. Place them on the map to bring towns, dungeons, and other lands to life. It's up to you on when and
You're
where
really
to
not a
place
gamer,
artifacts,
are you?
as well as how to advance the story.
Dude, I've been gaming long before I started fucking your mom, okay? Shut the fuck up. Just because I don't know fucking Nintendo and I didn't have Nintendo as a console for the most part doesn't mean I haven't been gaming for fucking years. You were saying goo goo gaga and wetting your fucking diapers while I was playing freelancer shit
Between the new arrangement and the
on my
original
fucking
soundtrack.
Pentium 4,
Other features have
bitch.
been added, including the ability to turn off enemy encounters, as well as the new minigame Ring Ring Land. Legend of Mana will launch on Nintendo Switch June 24th.
Okay, well, I never played that game. I did not. I played PC games for the most part. I'm not seeing enough soy facing from you, big boy. Okay, this is like the opposite of. Is this Monster Hunter? Monster Hunter seems like a cool game. You got big swords. I like that shit. Is that good? Oh! Oh! I'm fucking pogging right now! Have you been playing video games for so long? Why are you so bad at them? Because I lost my virginity.
Elder, I have important news.
So it's finally beginning.
Go assemble the villagers. 50 years ago, Kamura
It's literally
village
not
was
even a
attacked by
joke.
the
That's
rampage
exactly what happened.
Limbaugh, and we suffered some devastating casualties.
How can we fight against that?
Wait, there's a lot more voiceover work in this game than anything else.
Biggest challenge yet.
Surprising amount of voiceovers for a game that revolves around boss fights.
Can't lose this gate! Pull yourselves together! You're not getting it!
Let's go, everyone!
Go rampage somewhere else!
You listen to me now!
That's insane, dude.
Here it comes! Watch out for the apex! Do not let it pass!
Yeah, I guess they didn't put a lot of effort into boob physics in this one, so, you know, they had more money for voiceover. PS2 graphics? It's a fucking handheld console, dipshit. Of course it's gonna have...
Right
of course it's not gonna have fucking
We're
3090 graphics.
We must stop the calamity!
Jesus Christ. Oh, Pog!
That was the latest trailer for Monster Hunter Rise from Capcom. How will our heroes fare against these ferocious monsters?
Already caping for Nintendo? Dude, I shit on Nintendo and its ridiculous business practices all day, every day. But if your argument is like, I can't believe this handheld console graphics do not, you know, do not measure to like PlayStation 5 when we have like 3 titles to begin with, one of them being fucking Bug Snacks, then yeah, I'm gonna give you a reality check.
Study the wind and terrain. Take your time to think things through. Then swing. Enjoy golfing with familiar Mushroom Kingdom characters on courses filled with lush, natural scenery.
This is funny because it's like, it's literally just...
Use features on the greens, like a shot gauge, to see how your shot will curve due to
This is what
slopes.
happens when you own your own fucking IP for your own characters, and then you just put them in every other game, so you don't really need to make any like unique games, you know? You just Here's Mario playing golf. Here's Mario doing bowling. Here's Mario doing fighting.
Like a golf club.
Here's Mario on a golf cart.
Swing the controller to have your character swing in the game.
You know,
letting you easily enjoy the sensation of golfing. On top of all that, there are several modes with new
so you can soy face over the fact that your favorite characters that don't fucking speak for the most part are interacting with one another, doing, you know, it'll distract you from the fact that you're playing a fucking golf game.
Then you'll race through the course to reach your ball. Give it another whack to get it closer to the hole, then keep going. Outpace your opponents to come out on top. Your golfing skills aren't the only things
Hasan,
to play.
you don't understand. There's gonna be 11 different outfits. Like Mario wearing a polo shirt versus Mario wearing...
As a me character,
Mario wearing a button-up.
And develop your golfing skills while interacting with various Mushroom Kingdom
Here's
characters.
$60 and $40 amiibos, good sir. I will be buying all of it.
Allocate points to different stats, allowing you to develop your character however you'd like. You can also use your me in versus play. Put your golfing skills to the test when Mario Golf Super Rush swings onto Nintendo Switch June 25th. Pre-orders begin on Nintendo eShop after this presentation.
The latest game in the Mario Golf series adds new gameplay for multiplayer modes, as well as the familiar golf gameplay with easy-to-learn controls. Please look forward to this game on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, we are looking forward to it, sir.
Let's move on to more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Check out these games coming to Nintendo Switch.
It's like most sports game. What is there to improve in the next iteration? FIFA is literally a
unforgiving
reskin.
World of Pandora and Tales from the Borderlands.
Wait.
Play as the Hyperion lackey Reese and the quick-witted con artist Fiona as you set out to recover a mountain of cash. Set between Borderlands 2 and 3, this game includes all 5 episodes, filled with classic Borderlands humor. Gangsters, bandit lords, and vault hunters are just a handful of the obstacles you'll encounter in this choice-driven narrative adventure. Embark on a wild ride when Tales from the Borderlands launches on Nintendo Switch, March 24th. 32 of Capcom's
My man said FIFA's been doing the same game since fucking 2009. Try fucking 1998, brother. Or even earlier than that, actually. When's the first fucking FIFA game that came out?
Get 1943, The Battle of Midway for free. Then
Like 94? Yeah.
Standalone Ghosts and Goblins add-on to build your collection.
Something like that.
Local co-op play is also
98 is the first one I can think of.
itch when Capcom Arcade Stadium launches later today. Brains. As a zombie, you just can't get enough of them. In this action game from Aspire, you'll build your zombie horde and take revenge on the city by turning humans into your undead allies.
Wait, this is
Replenish
kinda
your
cool.
bodily arsenal of sputum head, gut grenades, and more during your grisly mission. This city ain't no match for a dead man. Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse eats its way onto Nintendo Switch March 16th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
Is that the Frankenstein you were looking for? No.
It's Travis Touchdown versus Assassins. Wait, aliens? Aliens have invaded Earth. Hold up, is this even the right game? Anyway, after annihilating an entire city, the aliens have taken over.
This is actually cool, isn't it? I've never played it, but
tournament to decide Earth's fate.
No More Heroes
As
is
the
actually
crass beam katana wielding assassin Travis Touchdown, you'll need to fight your way to the top to save the world.
What's wrong?
Hey, not so fast. To enter each boss fight, you'll have to do some odd jobs around town and earn enough to pay off the entry fee. You'll then face off against a slew of unusual opponents. Most of them aliens with some crazy tricks up their sleeves. Study their tactics carefully to gain the upper hand in combat. With a new and improved Death Glove, you'll have access to a variety of deadly skills that can be customized and upgraded before each match. The fate of the world is at stake, so get ready to kick some, whatever aliens have that you can kick. Anyway, it all makes sense
so
when No More Heroes 3 lands on Earth. Or, you know, Nintendo Switch, August 27th. Exterminate demons in heaven.
As above, so below. Why do they need assassins in heaven? to do someone's dirty work.
What? What the fuck is this, dude? This sucks so much dick and balls and ass. Oh, fuck this shit, dude. Oh my god. Oh, this is terrible, dude. What is this, a fucking arcade game where it's only cool if you actually had like a real gun that you're, like a real life fucking gun that you're shooting at an arcade? It literally looks like it feels like, what do you call it? The ones that you have. Time Crisis, yeah.
Uncover Heaven's mysteries in neon white, coming to Nintendo Switch, winter 2021.
It's too high skill for you, that's why you hate it? Yeah,
the
exactly.
DC superhero girls are here to save the day.
Hi, everyone. My name's Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. I'm always inventing new gadgets to fight crime, like my batarangs and Bathook. This is Supergirl. She's super strong and has heat vision, plus super breath. And let's not forget Wonder Woman, an Amazonian warrior who wields the lasso of truth. Along with our friends Green Lantern, Bumblebee, and Zatanna, we fight evil supervillains to keep our...
Okay, I get what Quarter Pounder is doing for a living now. It starts to make sense to me when I see this.
Sometimes it'd be nice to get out of class and do some shopping downtown with my besties. Ooh, and maybe take some photos to share on Superstar Post while we're at it. Hey, I got a comment already. Nice. Ooh, and I definitely want to hit up Sweet Justice later.
Pick.
Uh-oh, something really bad is threatening the city. No one could have seen it coming, but when justice calls, you can count on us to answer no matter what. We've just got to make sure no one figures out.
Bro, this is like, you know, copyright-free Powerpuff Girls.
DC
you know what I mean?
Girls, Teen Power, heroically sourced onto Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo trying to enter the female gaming market. That's what they're doing with this one.
Ready the juice cannons and prepare for battle.
Am I ready for this? I don't think so. No amount of preparation could make me prepared and ready for this.
Who will join you in your adventure? Hint, anyone can. Band together on a quest to face evil and save faces. Miitopia is coming to Nintendo Switch. Cast Mii characters in various roles across the kingdom. Turn your favorite people into your allies, or even make someone the nefarious Dark Lord. Makeup has been added as a new feature in this game. Glam up your Miis and get them ready for adventure. There's also a new wig feature, letting you go wild with your Mii creations and make them even more fabulous.
Oh, I'm fucking pogging so hard, dude! Wig feature,
relationships are key. So consider spending some quality time with allies to strengthen bonds. This can give you an advantage during battle. If your relationship's sour, though, things might take a turn for the worse. Whoa! You can have a horse as an ally? That sounds pretty darn good. Care for it, and it'll lend a hand, or poof, in battle. Adventure with friends and familiar faces in the lighthearted romp Metopia. Coming to Nintendo Switch May 21st. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. Super Mario-themed items are coming to your island. Super Mario Bros. 35th Anniversary-themed items are coming to the Animal Crossing New Horizons game. Familiar items like the Super Mushroom and the Question Block can be ordered in-game as furniture items. So place them however and wherever you'd like. You can also place 2 warp pipes.
It is wild how different my interests are
between locations on your
and
island.
how much I enjoyed Breath of the Wild
why not
in
try
comparison to like
recreating a
looking
Mushroom
at all this shit that they're selling. Like, this is so beyond
A
the
free
realm
update
of
for the game
everything I
launches
enjoy.
February
I don't know
25th.
how to describe it. Like, it's
After
shocking to
downloading
me
it,
that this
Super
is
Mario
a
Bros.
thing that
Items
people
will
are
be
excited
available
for.
via Nook Shopping starting March 1st. Keep an eye on the official Animal Crossing Twitter account for the latest information.
No one actually
hope you
wants any of this,
continue
though. There's
enjoying
no
life on
fucking
your
way.
island.
There's no fucking way that no one wants this. You think Nintendo would ever fucking make something?
How was that? These collaboration items will be released as part of the Super Mario Bros. 35th Anniversary events. Please wait a bit longer for their release.
Are you out of your mind? If there's one thing from what I understand, if there's one thing that Nintendo knows and loves to do, it's maximizing their revenue.
World plus Bowser's Fury game. We hope you enjoyed that Mario adventure as well. Next, we have another game to show you.
These motherfuckers know how to milk better than every dairy farmer you've ever encountered. You are the cattle, my friend.
He leaves us no recourse! Swords!
Never. S-Frost will answer for its crimes today.
Are these the wages of loyalty? Raised earth and burnt corpses.
You and no other must decide how we proceed.
You are a leader and must be the beacon others look to when the night is darkest.
Together with these fields, today you burn.
I promise to do all in my power to see us through this safely, every last one of us.
Most Nintendo fans do not give a shit about these games. I mean, dude, I feel like Nintendo fans are like me. They got like 3 fucking games, and that's why they have a Switch.
Comprised of 3
and they play it over and over again. It's like Smash, the other fucking Mario games, all the Mario games, and Breath of the Wild.
Ignited into a great conflict known as the Salt Iron War.
They just literally
Though the hostilities
a
ceased
Pokemon
with an
too.
uneasy truce, decades later, the flames of war threatened to engulf the realm once
Smash,
again.
Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, Pokemon,
Caught in a tangled, fiery web of
and
plots
all
and
of its different
conspiracies,
iterations. The
a
rest of this
brave
weeb
group
shit is
from
like whatever.
Glenbrook fights to save their kingdom from the powers that would orchestrate their downfall.
Our benefit, you say?
7 out of 10 of the top-selling games every month are literally always Nintendo shit.
In this new tactical RPG, battles take place on terrain with different elevations. A character's attack range is determined by their location and their equipped weapon. The range can be extended
Most
by
of these games are
attacking from
otaku
higher
trash that have little
ground with
footprint
long-range
even among
weapons,
weeaboos.
such as bows and arrows. Thus, your forces can use the terrain and other elements to gain the upper hand. An enemy outflanked is susceptible
legit
not
growing
only to your initial
man
attack,
bitch
but
tits
also a
watching this
powerful blow
direct.
from the ally positioned behind the enemy.
Yeah, this sucks. This sucks balls, dude. I'm sorry. This is again.
Charge into an enemy to send them
I cannot.
flying into
Okay,
position
remember how
for
I
a
said like I can't comprehend something beyond the scope of imagination that I would be less interested in than the fucking Animal Crossing Mario switchover,
to create water terrain.
crossover, whatever. This is it.
Then electrify the area with lightning magic.
You're such a jabroni grug lord. Yes.
It
It
is of
shows
the
that I am
utmost
low
importance
IQ because I don't appreciate your tactical fucking turn-based strategy. with Pokemon graphics from 1998.
Throughout the story, you will be faced with making important decisions in a variety of situations. Utility, morality, liberty. Collectively, your decisions will establish your conviction, affecting how the story unfolds and who will join your cause.
Once more, I would ask you plainly. Do we or don't we relinquish Prince Roland to Estrost?
Critical decisions that may determine the fates of nations are settled by vote on the scales of conviction. Use
White people out here
information
saying
you've gathered
weebs
to
in
sway
NA
allies
over
toward your
otakus
favorite
in Japan who
cause.
eat this shit up.
The story will significantly
Yeah, this literally
change
does look like a
based on how the
Facebook game. I'm
votes are
sorry.
cast.
So they refused
Like
to
instead of having like a tactical turn-based strategy component, if this was literally farming, my aunt would be playing this. Okay, so
Your journey may
you can
take
make
you
yourself
down
out to be the
paths
most like
divergent
tactical
from
mastermind,
those
but this
of
is
other
literally
players.
fucking Farmville with swords. All right. Sorry.
Project Triangle Strategy, a brand new tactical RPG from Square Enix, will launch in 2022. Please be on the lookout for more information in the future. After this presentation, a demo version of this game will be available to download on Nintendo eShop.
Here you
and
go.
in the
1
future,
second
we'll
ban.
conduct a survey to gather player feedback. We look forward to hearing your responses on the demo.
Please look forward to future updates on this brand new tactical RPG from Square Enix. Okay, let's see a few more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Calling all hunters. Do you have what it takes?
What the fuck? That's it?
Star Wars Hunters is a competitive, free-to-play online game set between episodes 6 and 7. Clash in this third-person shooter coming to Nintendo Switch in 2021.
Wait, this could actually be kind of fun. I don't know.
Let's do this.
All right, Sal. Do I look at you or the camera?
Knockout City interviews, take 1.
We all play for different reasons.
Korgan loved battle. Korgan used many weapons. Triple-bladed war axe.
What is
Spear of
this?
Misery. Hades' soul-devouring crossbow.
A princess is supposed to lead her people, not be stuck up in some tower waiting for a hero.
In my line of work, bullets are constantly whizzing past you.
Flaming longsword. Blade of doom.
Just once I'd like to catch one of them bullets. You know, with my hands.
With this crown, I'm gonna lead my team to victory and
fuck
kick
is
some
this?
serious ass!
Look, it's simple.
Korgan want new weapon.
In Knockout City, I'm like a kung fu
Is this
master.
fucking Fortnite,
I can
dude?
catch bullets. Woo! Come get some. Got you.
Hey, Lieutenant, pass to me!
Roger that, princess. Here.
Let's find out what sound your face makes!
Incoming! Be the ball! Be the ball! Catch me!
Roger that. Heads up, Your Highness.
Eat this!
Be the ball!
Lost it! Can't believe we're losing to a bunch of dairy farmers! Okay, team. They may have won the battle, but not the war.
Hey, can we redesign our characters? You're not a team if you're not wearing a uniform.
This is a war zone, not a bloody fashion show!
Look at all the fucking skins, Bogger!
What? Interview's over? Oh, come on, man, one more game!
I'm fucking pogging so hard right now, dude!
The fight for survival
Is there
starts
gonna be
now.
a wig feature, dude?
Hang on tight, because you're all going to play a little game of fate for me.
From the creators of the Danganronpa and Zero Escape series comes a fight for your life, literally, disoriented and trapped in an underwater theme park.
There is a motherfucker that literally used to DM me every single day on Discord, asking me to play Dragonronpa or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, every day. Are you gonna play it tomorrow? Are you gonna play it today? Or you should probably consider playing Dragonronpa today.
The game is suddenly called off. You escape the theme park and get a glimpse of Japan, but everyone's vanished. Set off on a captivating journey across the country that blends side-scrolling action with suspenseful narrative.
The one behind the whole game of fate!
As you make your way back home to Tokyo, you'll alternate between working solo and teaming up with the group to overcome challenges and monsters that stand in your way. What awaits you all
What was your
at the end
reply?
of your
I'm
journey?
never gonna play
The
it.
battle for survival begins in World's End.
I told him, I think at some point I told him, even if I was to play it, I'm now no longer going to play it because of him, because of how annoying he was about it.
Wield the powers of
He actually
Olympus.
stopped DMing me after that.
Of Hades. Hades, the critically acclaimed dungeon crawler and recipient of multiple Game of the Year awards.
I bought this.
Is getting a physical release on Nintendo Switch. This version comes with a couple of extras to assist you on your journey out of the underworld. The first is a PC download code for the Hades original soundtrack. It's packed with 2.5 hours of blood-pumping music composed by Darren Korb.
I have
known
it.
for his work on
pretty
previous
good.
Supergiant titles like Transistor and Bastion.
It's pretty fucking
The
good.
second is a 32-page full-color character compendium featuring.
But it's also fucking ridiculous that, like, a game that's been out already, and it's a pretty fucking good game, with pretty good music, too, is now being, like, physically released, and that's, like, one of their big fucking direct reveals is... Like, you're really not trying super hard here, you know what I mean? Like...
3 deadly action games, 1 masterful collection. Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge are coming to Nintendo Switch as the action-packed Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. You are the legendary ninja Ryu Hayabusa, fighting against a great evil with battle skills that are second to none. Wield an arsenal of killer weapons, each offering a playstyle with different set of lethal skills, along with...
I wonder how I could play this after playing like Sekiro and shit. I wonder if I would be better at this.
Gauge your opponent's movements.
I quit in the first fucking mission. Like, the last time I played Ninja Gaiden, I think I played Ninja Gaiden Sigma, and I was like, yeah, no, fuck this.
Quest to fulfill your destiny. All previous downloadable content, including costumes and game modes, are included. Revel in the intensity of Ninja Gaiden in one dynamic collection. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection slices its way onto Nintendo Switch summer 2021.
Dude, look at this. Duality of chat. Duality of chat. Half the chat's like Ninja Gaiden is so much easier than Sekiro. Sekiro's children shit compared to the Ninja Gaiden.
Warriors, Age of Calamity.
Pog! Pog! Wait, is this a DLC that I have already? Wait, doesn't... This is the Dynasty Warrior version of it? Oh, okay. Wait, does this mean that no Breath of the Wild 2 information then? Wow, they gave a lot of info on this one.
There's even more coming to Nintendo Switch. Bravely Default 2 is almost here. 4 Heroes of Light will soon embark on a journey to restore the crystals. Use the job system to develop your characters and master the Brave and Default commands to emerge victorious in turn-based battles.
I live to fight.
Veterans and newcomers to the series can enjoy this brand new story on February 26th. A new trailer for Bravely Default 2 will be revealed following this presentation. The game can be pre-ordered on Nintendo eShop.
I just
updated demo is also available.
So much.
The latest installment in the legendary Ghosts and Goblins series comes to life. As the brave knight Arthur, you'll unleash weapons, spells, and skills to battle monsters across challenging stages within the demon realm. Local co-op play is also available for the first time. Help Arthur in his quest with one of 3 supporting characters: Barry for defense, Carrie for transportation, or Archie for bridges. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection launches February 25th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. 8 protagonists, 8 captivating journeys. Saga Frontier has been remastered for Nintendo Switch. Travel through a stunning sci-fi world with any of the protagonists.
Put all the games revealed here in a hat and pick out one out random to play? Absolutely not. Because, like, for the one game that I would actually play and enjoy, there's like 700 fucking games that they've shown that I would never want to play ever. And it would be actual torture.
April 15th. Apex Legends is storming onto the Nintendo Switch system. This free-to-play battle royale features a growing roster of powerful contenders named Legends, strategic combat, cross-platform play, and more. All players on Nintendo Switch can get an all-new legendary Pathfinder skin and 30 free levels for the Season 8 Mayhem Battle Pass. Plus, for the first 2 weeks after launch, earn double XP when you play on Nintendo Switch. Fight for fortune, fame, and glory when Apex Legends enters the fray March 9th.
Double XP Pog!
How's it going so far? There's still a little bit more to show you in today's Nintendo Direct.
Is the game you like the Star Wars one? I don't know what the Star Wars game looks like.
Please take a look at this.
Hello there. I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer of the Legend of Zelda series.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure a lot of you saw me and thought there might be news about the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to share right now. We apologize. Development is proceeding smoothly, and we should be able to bring you some new information this year.
Oh, no!
For now, we'll have to ask you to wait just a bit longer. While you're all waiting, however, this Legend of Zelda game will be coming to Nintendo Switch. Please take a look.
Oh, that's so fucked. Wait, what the fuck? I mean, I'll play it. I'll play it. I'll play it. This motherfucker showed up to fuck us.
What you've just seen is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. This game originally released in 2011 on the Wii console, and now it's coming to Nintendo Switch.
It's bad?
The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword
Really?
featured a control scheme in which players would use the Wii Remote Plus controller as a sword and the Nunchuck controller as a shield. With the increased processing power of the Nintendo Switch system, the controls here are smoother and even more intuitive. And we've recreated the controls for the sword
Are
and the
no
shield
bad
here
Zelda
by
games, you
having the
fucking
player
bad chatter.
hold
It's
two
good, but lots of
Joy-Con
players love to
controllers.
shit on it. Wait,
The
motion
Joy-Con controller in your
controls?
right hand is the sword.
What?
Swing it to have Link swing his sword in the game.
Yeah, no, I'm not playing this. Are you
The
out of your
Joy-Con
fucking
controller
mind?
in
Never
your
mind.
left
I'm
hand
sorry.
is the shield.
I lied
By
to you.
lifting the controller, you can
I
raise
spoke
the shield to
entirely
block
too
enemy
soon. Why the
attacks.
fuck would I play it? Oh my god.
You can perform other actions like using both controllers to wield a bow and arrow. These physical movements add a sense of urgency and tension to combat. But we've also made it possible to play the game with button controls to ensure it can be played in handheld mode or on the Nintendo Switch Lite system. After mulling over how to assign different gameplay elements to different buttons, we decided to apply the sword motions to tilting the right control stick. Tilt the stick down when you want to swing
You're
the
an
sword
idiot,
downward.
LMAO.
To swing to the right, to the left, or
Dude.
diagonally.
Dude, what the fuck?
Just tilt the stick
They
in
did
the
the
respective
fucking what's the riding game?
Here's something else we've been working on. Specially designed Joy-Con controllers.
Yo,
The right Joy-Con
this is what
controller
they're
is
doing
themed
to
after
you,
the
dude.
Master Sword,
Hey,
while the
hey,
left
piggies.
features a Hylian shield motif. The Legend
Dude,
of
that's
Zelda
awesome.
Skyward Sword, as the game
Nintendo's
depicting
literally
the
like,
earliest
hey,
story
oh,
in
did
the
you want
Legend
Breath of the
Zelda
Wild too?
timeline,
Here, I got
details
two
the
different
events around
fucking
the creation
Joy-Cons
of
for
the
you.
Master Sword itself. We hope that people who played the original game on Wii and those playing it for the first time will enjoy discovering the origins of The Legend of Zelda.
my god, dude.
Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD
You're
launches July
such a
16th.
pay pig, dude.
Following this Nintendo Direct, you'll be able to pre-order the game on Nintendo eShop. And the specially designed Joy-Con controllers will launch on the game's release day at your local retailers. Many of you may already know this, but The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was the last original console game prior to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game, and it was still following the established conventions of The Legend of Zelda. However,
this is
it gave
so
a glimpse into
embarrassing.
many features and innovations that would eventually be adopted in The Legend of Zelda.
You really gotta feel bad if you're like a big Nintendo fan after that. After that big fat debate.
Scaled walls with vines or ran. Even the concept of collecting items to upgrade gear. I hope those of you who've played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will give this game a try as well. Please look forward to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
This is so bad.
Well, what did you think?
Hey, they mentioned Breath of the Wild twice.
Sword has been optimized for Nintendo Switch.
You know, wants to tell you that it's not coming out in this Direct, and then wants to tell you, like, if you played Breath of the Wild, then you'll enjoy this game too. Come on, please play it.
Our last announcement for today.
Please buy our other Zelda game. Maybe, hey, maybe it's Breath of the Wild too. Maybe it's a debate. Maybe it was a debate all along. Just hold. Yeah, it's definitely not Breath of the Wild. Okay. Pog, look at all the hair options. No way, you can change your little buddy? I don't know what this game is. What is it, Splatoon? Is that what you were guys saying? Yo, Nintendo is literally the Apple of consoles. I'm sorry. They're kind of dicks, dude. I mean, yeah, they make fucking solid products, but they are such fucking assholes with marginally improving things that work. Just to fucking feed the pay pigs like a little bit more. That fucking bait and switch with Breath of the Wild 2, and then trying to sell you fucking the same horrible ass Joy-Cons that they've had with a reskin, with a Zelda reskin, is like a perfect example of like, yeah, fuck you. You're gonna buy this anyway, you fucking pay pig. No, all Nintendo consoles are revolutionary. Oh, shut up. The Joy-Cons are fucking trash. I'm sorry. No one is worse than EA. Dog, if at any given moment your defense is literally pointing to the worst fucking publisher of all time that has maybe single-handedly ruined gaming by making it a hyper-capitalist hellhole, you've already lost the fucking argument. Like, you're comparing it. It's like the Nazi defense. Like when you compare something to Nazis in politics, it's like it's game over. You know what I mean? You can't compare shit to EA to win an argument. What's next? Are you going to compare it to Ubisoft, dude?
What you've just seen is the latest installment in the Splatoon series, Splatoon 3. This game is scheduled to launch in 2022, so it'll be a while.
I don't know why I keep making Nazi comparisons or comparisons to slavery. Nintendo brings something out of me, dude. I don't know what it is.
Today, we showed you a sampling of games coming to Nintendo Switch. A variety of games are in development. And we look forward to sharing more news with you in the future. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
You are a bully straight up. Yeah, look, redirect your fucking anxiety and anger at me for being honest with you. Do it, because Nintendo didn't give you exactly what you wanted. So go ahead. Go ahead. Cry to me and tell me I'm the bully because I'm being honest. You're a bully. Meanwhile, the real reason why you're fucking sad is because you didn't get what you wanted. Fans, we want a new Zelda. Nintendo, we have Zelda at home. Zelda at home, Skyward Sword HD. Just play some PS5s. Okay, dude. Fuck you. All right? We're all in this together. Okay, fuck yourself. Hey, remember that time when I bought a $600 Wi-Fi, like a router, basically, to sit on the edge of my desk that came out with approximately 2.5 fucking games? I remember. One of them was fucking Bug Snacks. What is going on, dude? At a time when, you know, industries that have a market for people staying at home and not socializing, i.e. gaming, Twitch, for some fucking weird reason, like, gaming companies have been really trash at recognizing that, like, this is now their industry. Like, they are dropping the fucking ball. Like, you can't watch massive movie titles together and, like, go to the theater and shit. This is the opportunity that the gaming industry has had to completely take over the entertainment marketplace. Completely take over the entertainment marketplace. And for some fucking weird reason, they're like, here, we're so predisposed with offering you the baby shit that you like that's, like, marginally tweaked and improved that for some fucking weird reason, like, we're not getting anything beyond, like, reskins, remakes, remasters, this, that, and marginally improved products that you're going to shut the fuck up and buy anyway. It is very frustrating. Wow, it's like there's a pandemic. Dog, making a video game, literally, unlike making a movie, does not even require you to work in the immediate vicinity. It is still better to work in the immediate vicinity, but it's easier to make a fucking video game with work from home than it is to shoot a movie. It's not completely true. I understand. It still takes years and years and years to develop a video game, and it actually slows down the process of development when you have to work from home. But there's so much money involved. Actually, there is mocap. That's not true. You're right. Games are way harder to make than movies. I know games are way harder to make than movies. I know games are way harder to make than movies. I know that. I understand. Voice acting. You know they fucking shot some of the voice acting sequences for Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I was talking to them while I was waiting from their homes, right? Like, there is a way to do this. You realize it takes years, then why are you mad at them for not capitalizing on the moment? But the game development industry is run like it's the 80s. So I don't even have a problem with ports, reskins, remasters, especially if it's done well. I would lose my fucking shit if the rumored Metal Gear Solid remaster came out. If they remastered Metal Gear Solid, what is it, Blue Point or whatever, the one that made Demon Souls, if they remastered Metal Gear Solid, or remade it, sorry, and they've done a really good job with Demon Souls and shit, it would be incredible. It would be fucking incredible. It would be the greatest. It'd just be awesome. I don't know how else to describe it. Just another instance of you knowing a little about a lot. Wait, what do you mean knowing a little about a lot? Consoles live and die off smaller projects, but right now only big fish can survive, and the big fish are shit. A bunch of games got canceled or delayed and silenced too. Watching you mauled at BOTW over what's basically a weapon wheel was so infuriating. This is the Clean Boys? Sold? Oh, come on, Lyric. Don't do this. What the fuck, Hasan? Do not give Konami a fucking dime? Dude, I don't give a fuck like every executive at Konami could have fucking literally murdered someone if they get money off the IP by allowing a remaster to occur for Metal Gear Solid, I would literally pay them individually for the murders. Okay? Yeah. Fuck you. How about that? The world is a horrible place. Okay? It's a horrible, horrible place. The fact that I can derive so much joy out of video games, that I can get so much fucking joy out of it. It puts it at, yeah, I will betray my values. There you go. I said it. Problem is, Pachinko is more reliable for them. Konami killed MGS. No way they're bringing it back. They can't even use the OG MGS soundtrack because they had previous legal battles. Wait, what? Lean Boys credited in Little Nightmares 2?
Yeah, someone linked it. I was just like, oh, you just photoshopped it.
What
the fuck? It was in the VOD. Avon and the Lean Boys were credited in Little Nightmares 2 as special thanks. Holy shit.
Okay, that's fucking insane, dude.
That's fucking sick. Holy shit. I do know, yeah, someone linked it. I was just like, oh, you just photoshopped it.
Yeah, I know Kojima and Konami split the franchise is fucked. I know. And for good reason. And I think that Hideo Kojima on his own is going to be significantly better than fucking having to be shackled by Konami and pushed into doing things that he doesn't want to do. It sucks because you'll never get the Silent Hill. You never get PT as a consequence of that. But be part of the Lean Boys. We are the Clean Boys now, and yes, I am. One of them is a fan of Lyric and watched our RP during the development. That's so awesome. No, he isn't. Look at Death Stranding. I don't know how to... New soy face just dropped. No. This is not what I wanted. Where's Breath of the Zelda 2? Oh, listen, I'm not even a fucking... Listen, I'm not even a fucking Zelda or a Nintendo fan like that, okay? So shut the fuck up.
Okay, it's time I get a little something off my chest.
Say, management simulator. I'm gonna fucking manage. I'm gonna work on the rooster a little bit today. I want to focus on the rooster a little bit, make it good.